Yeah, I'm here. Alright, mate. Catch you later. Yep. Yep, cheers, bud. Catch you later.
Bye.
You'll never get a buy out of Rob.
Don't care. I said bye. I was being polite.
You're lucky if he's not got you on mute, to be fair.
Ah, gone off. How can Jamie run on the pad, man? It's fucking nuts. To be fair, I used to run on the pad all the time.
Yes, baby. Well, the invites will be sent out soon, so... The invites will be sent out soon, so... Who's your money on tonight, Dan?
Kelly?
Your money's on Kelly?
Who else?
Okay.
Who else?
Disco.
You know what? No.
Yeah, what's up?
No, I asked Dan who your money was on. Who his money was on, and he said you.
God, fucking hell, it's a waste of money.
Oh dear.
Probably X-Mark.
Right.
Do you reckon Mart over Disco?
Yeah.
No.
Who's your money on? Fury.
Nah.
Actually, no, X-Mark.
Actually, it depends on how much testing X-Mart and Disco's got in on the conditions, doesn't it?
No, actually, Disco. I'm gonna say Disco.
Yeah, I think Disco.
X-Mark.
X-Mark hasn't been testing the fucking fanny.
Oh, well, okay. Disco.
Disco, big disco face.
DJ.
DJ Phil Green.
That's who my money's on. It's wet. DJ Phil, come through the back of the pack, slither his way through.
Yeah, boy.
Dean
You sent the
Wasaki.
invites out yet, have you, Matt?
No, not yet, mate. One more minute. Dean Wasaki to retire.
And quit.
Not racing this league anymore because I'm not very good.
Yeah, he sent me a party request. I'm just trying to decide what the fuck to do here. Right, let's swap the audio over so Hayley can hear the
Stream.
Shit.
stream, yep. And I can hear Nicky in the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh shit, this is a bit bright.
Freedom. I never miss the chance to run. Hit the ground, said and done.
Where are we next in F1? It's Mexico, isn't it?
Mexico.
Oh, I best do some testing later.
I'll do some on Friday like I normally do.
Wow, while you lot are racing, I might get it done and dusted. I want to humiliate you at your favourite circuit,
It's not my favourite circuit.
other than Brazil.
That's not my favourite circuit other than Brazil.
What is?
Canada is, and
Canada,
I
yeah.
nearly won at Canada.
Canada's fucking epic, and so's Brazil.
Yep, both of them.
Fucking brilliant track into Lagos.
My goal
Love it.
for the rest of the season is to beat you at Mexico and Brazil.
Well, thanks,
fine.
Dan, but that won't be too difficult.
I'm not the biggest lover of Mexico. I don't mind Mexico. It's better than the four that's left: Brazil, Mexico, Abu Dhabi, Kota. So
Oh, but you're hyping up those two.
I like Mexico. Mexico's a decent circuit, but it's not up there on my favourites. My favourites have gone bar into Lagos.
Okay, just kick your ass at Brazil then.
Right, guys, I'm going to shoot off and
Yes.
join a party with Nicky.
Best of luck, buddy.
Have fun. You'll
Thank
probably have
you.
X Martin with you.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be exciting, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, if I nod off, just give me a nudge.
Yeah, I can't tell you had a nod. I'm in a seat, so. Good luck.
Yeah, X-Mart and BT are in there, so.
Yeah, best of luck,
Right.
buddy.
Right on. Speak to you later, guys. Speak
Have
to you when
fun.
I'm on podium.
Yeah, speak to you later.
Yeah.
Yep. You and I, only you can lit the fire.
God, I need a girlfriend.
What, so you don't
actually
have to make the sex noises anymore?
No, so I can make the sex noises.
Ah, right.
So when I finish, I'm like,
Oh!
Woo!
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! That's it, baby! Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Mamacita!
I've just fucking thought of something.
fuck! What?
Alfie never added me on his new PSN.
Dickhead. How are you meant to add him?
I'd have to fucking redo the session.
Ah! What a wank's name.
I've just thought I've set it all up with his old fucking PSN.
What, a championship?
Yeah.
Good stuff. What a penis.
I know. Fucking text me yesterday about it as well, didn't he? Yeah. Ooh.
Fucking hell, man. Oh. He's making a party.
He has. Right, I shall speak to you later. Bye. You too. You right? What's up? You're alright. No, you're alright. Everybody gets ill. You can't overdose on strepsils. You can't overdose on strepsils. Yeah, that's fine, mate. I can eat a packet in an hour, and you can't overdose on them. Fucking, I've just thought of something. Alfie's not added me, and I added his fucking old PSN. Smithy, Daniel Francis, Dean's online. Don's online. NJ's online. Ha, Party Boy is in the session!
Uh-huh.
You can it, Liam, don't you?
Not right now, no.
Oh, Liam, cheer him. Cheer him. Alright, Liam, mate.
No.
You are, don't lie. Don't lie to fucking Daddy Man. Alright, baby. Oh, he's here, Liam. He's in. He's in.
Oh. What are you on about?
The Wakasaki.
He's gonna do terrible.
Yeah, he will.
Fucking.
I wish fucking Alfie had messaged me, because otherwise I'm not going to get him in unless he gets on his old account.
I'm gonna guess what you want me to do when we've finished the race. Invite the top 3 in for
Top 3, please, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got
Do
it.
the same for race 2 as well.
Yeah, you can it. There's 4 people watching.
Ooh. What, your personal stream?
No. 5 people watching. No, the Sim Play stream.
Oh.
5 people watching. Is that it? Where is everybody? Although Master's probably not fucking watching.
Whoa. Don't accuse Mazda of not watching, he's too good.
He normally watches, but texts me. Oh, Liam's only just turned on, look. Terrible. Ah, Smithy boy. He's in. Neil.
Oh. I realise that sometimes with you, Matt, I'll always put poggers in the chat, and you'll never say it back. It's absolutely terrible.
Terrible. Who's X-Mart? New driver.
Dean's new replacement.
How many we got in? 12. Take Cuz 2 off. We're missing 6 drivers. Who are we missing here? Alfie, NJ, Don. Alfie, NJ, Don. Aiden.
Smithy?
No,
No, we
Smithy's
said.
just in. Michael.
Aiden
Archie,
Bennett.
Kieran, yeah. Okay, I see. So I'm going to miss a race again, aren't I?
Who's that?
Well, what's your PSN? Your new one.
Would have been probably easier if we actually
I told him
said
to me
something
yesterday. Yeah, well, he messaged me yesterday, and I said to him,
I mean,
I said
how
to him,
long did he had his new
add
account
me.
for?
Fuck knows.
Well, I mean, shouldn't have you been more likely to been the first kind of one to get
To be added,
added?
yeah. You'd have thought so, wouldn't you?
I know if I was on
By the
the
way,
new account,
Dean's
you would
license the
first.
other day was on 92%, and he went, it's gone up. And it's
Have a look.
and it's gone. It's not. It's gone
88%.
down to 88%. It was 92 the other day, and it's gone down.
I can't say much. I've gone down by 2%.
Yeah, but we was doing good races.
No, no. And I retired from the last one as well, to be fair, so
Yeah, exactly.
I've done 914 races. Damn. See what Daniel Francis can do in that new Mercedes. It's the first round he's going to be doing in that car, isn't it?
Yes. Stuff's just joined as well. Sweet.
Stupid mistake changing now. I should have changed for Daytona.
We'll see. Anything can happen in this group.
Tell me about it. I had to race in it for 2 seasons. Oh. Beans in voice chat, mommy. Don's been looking good through practice, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Don's looked really good.
He's taking piss with that pace. Too quick. New driver high hole.
Is it that time? Nearly.
Eight o'clock.
It is. We're about to go live, Liam.
Well,
Well, we're not going to go live until session notes. Top of the afternoon to you guys.
Right, I'll mute my mic and then I'll unmute it when you thingy.
Okay, we're going to go live. Don't forget to put the splits up. Good evening and welcome to Simplay Motorsport, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matthew Duffin, joined in the commentary box by that Bozzy boy, aka Liam Bostock, for this evening's Pro-Am round 5 and 6 around the Hockenheim Grand Prix circuit. And Liam, changeable weather we predict tonight. Rain is forecast, quite a lot of it as well. So we're in for an interesting race. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Hockenheim then, Liam, Germany. We're back at Germany since Nürburgring race 1 of last year. It's good to be back, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you reckon then, too? Obviously, the weather is around tonight. What do you make of it?
It's definitely going to be hard to get around this track, like, especially in practice. I find it particularly hard to go around the track in the rain. I have no doubts that the Pro-Am will either.
What car are you looking at tonight, Liam? Obviously, we've got Porsches, Mercedes, McLarens, Ferraris out there on the grid, and a BMW tonight now as well. Who's taking your fancy at the moment?
Well, I've saw a lot of the Porsche through practice, and I reckon Porsche's got quite a big shot, to be fair.
Indeed, sorry, but I was just counting something. So let me just tell you about a few driver changes tonight. And so we know Disco McDisco Face is in for the season, for the full season, should I say, which is interesting to see. Just having a message saying that one of the drivers hasn't received an invite, so hopefully that's not the case. We'll wait to hear from him. We may have to just take a quick break to get him in the session. But yeah, we've got Disco McDisco Face, whose game has crashed, he says in the stream, so he'll be reloading that to get back in. Kieran's not had one come through. We're just going to take a very short break. We'll be back in 2 minutes where we can get the invites out again, so stay tuned. Fuck's sake, there's always a fucking problem, isn't there?
I've realised there's been a fair amount of people that's not had an invite. Like, I remember last week in Pro with Jamie, someone else. There was someone who didn't have an invite. Maybe you are putting the invite through, it's just maybe not going through because Project Cards 2's just been rubbish. Whoa. You still in Steam session?
I'm coming back in now.
Right, I got you. Why, have you got to leave to jump back in? Yeah, okay.
Great start to the evening.
Oh no.
Come on, Kieran, message me about him. Come on, Kieran, text me fucking back. Kieran, you've read the message. Message me back.
Is Smithy on a pad?
No, wheel. Unless his wheel's not working, I'm not sure.
He just looks really...
Kieran, message me fucking back, you penis.
He's like... When he's turning, he's... as if he's on the joystick and it's like... Turn, back, turn, you know what I mean? Not as smooth looking as if you...
That might just be him. He's reading me messages, he's not even messaging me back. I don't want to go back live if he's not had a fucking invite yet.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fucking typing. Yeah, bad time you're typing. Coming in now. Right, fucking hell, we're going to go back live. Apologies about it, ladies and gentlemen. We have got the invite sent out now. There was a couple of drivers who hadn't received their invite. We've got them in now. So as I was saying, back to where we was just a moment ago. We've got Disco McDisco Face, who is now in the lobby as well. He's back with us here as well. 13 out of the 16 drivers. Aiden not being able to make race one, and we don't think Alfie is either. But Disco McDisco Face, as you'll see on the graphic on the bottom of your screen, few new cars. Disco McDisco Face, and in the BMW, full-time seat for the season, so he is here. We also have Xmart. He's in a full-time seat in that Mercedes-Benz. Holty not able to commit, so we've got Xmart in for the full season. He will have a teammate for Team Pro Lassie if there is another dropout and BT Target can get himself in. And also, not only 2 new drivers making their first debut race 1 start tonight, obviously I know Disco did race 2, we've got a change of car tonight, in the fact that Daniel Francis has changed his machinery. No Lamborghinis on the grid in Simplay Motorsport this season 3. There is another Mercedes-Benz on the grid. So all of Daniel Francis' points that he scored in the first 2 races are out the window. Don't forget, this is just a practice session for the first 20 minutes, just for drivers to tweak their setups, maybe change, with the conditions about, and as we can see, there's a bit of rain already around, Liam. Drivers still out on their slick tyres at the moment, I imagine, as the track does not look nowhere near wet enough, as the rain is only just starting to fall. But a lot of drivers here will be able to get a bit of wet running before the qualifying starts, won't they?
Oh yeah, definite. Well, they can really show what they're going to do time-wise with it being dry at the moment, but they really need to be getting the practicing for with the wet. Now,
are you a driver that would use majority of your time to take advantage of this practice session, get the laps in as much as you can, and get as much as you can done?
Yeah, I'm not going to say what I do during it, but yeah, I get the laps in during the practice.
As we can see then, Fury is currently the pace setter now while we're in the practice session. Let me run you through the current drivers' standings and constructor standings. Fury then is your man who is leading the way in the title. Second place is NJ, 19 points off the back. NJ, driver of the day last Wednesday night at Daytona Road Course. Brilliant night for NJ throughout last week. We've then got KLF, who took his first ever win last Wednesday night as well in race 2, 3rd place for Team Prolapse. Don Productions, who's been very solid at the moment at the start of this season, comes in P4. Now obviously these scores are based off the first drop score of the season, so the drop score has now started to take effect and will do so throughout the rest of the season. DJ Phil is currently P5 on 26 points. Nicky then in 6th place on 24, with Argent and Alfie tied in 7th with 22 points. P9 is still off on 19. Cam, who is banned from the season now, is on 19 points. Aidan Bennett then on 15, with Dean Wasaki on 10, Leon Fernie on 8, Smithy on 7, Disco Face on 5. Holty scores 3, but with him not being able to commit, he may be able to pop up on a guest spot if people aren't here, but with him not being able to commit, we can't get him in. Daniel Francis then obviously no points, and Exmar no points as well. In the constructors battle, it's Forever Forward Racing of Fury and Argent that are leading the way on 74 points, ahead of Team Prolapse of Nicky and KLF by 19 points. Team Cool Runnings of Smithy and NJ are 34 behind in 3rd place. 4th place is MC Motorsport with Ready Set Go, then just tied with them in P4. AA3D Printing are tied in 5th with Lone Wolf Motorsport. Piston Broke on 19 points. They're the 19 points that Cam has scored. Obviously Cam's classifications will still be there for the first 2 rounds of the year, but Daniel Francis lost all his points, so they are still on 19, but he's got a lot of work to do. Slingshot Motorsport of Disco Face is on 5 points, and then we've got Team Pro Lassie on 0 points at the moment. Now then, Liam, who's your favourite for this qualifying pole position that's coming up in a moment?
I'm going to have to say Fury, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Fury for pole?
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting one then, as Fury is a very quick lad, and is getting better by the minute, as we see Daniel Francis currently taking to the grass there. There's Dean Wasaki coming around the final corner or 2. Currently running up in P4 in the wet session. Now we know people haven't set a time yet, but not a bad start for Dean. Obviously the track's getting wetter, so we're not going to really see any improvements here. But what we are seeing is times coming in. Dean only 2.5 off the back of Fury. That's not bad pace for that McLaren.
Oh, definitely not. Like we saw in season 2, that McLaren can drive in the wet quite nicely.
Now the Mercedes here in testing throughout the week, Liam, seems to be a car that doesn't have a lot of I don't know, Sector 1 it seems to be very strong, and then Sector 2 and 3 the Mercedes just lacks a lot round here. Are we going to see the likes of the BMW, the Ferrari and McLaren and the Porsche capitalise, or do we think that the likes of Fury and Kieran and Exmart, Daniel Francis in that Mercedes can put a strong result together?
Honestly, I think with the rain, because if I'm correct on saying the Mercedes didn't actually have loads and loads of grip in the wet, but I think it really depends on how you drive the car that decides if you're going to get a strong result or not.
Obviously, yourself in the Audi. We forgot to mention the Audi of Don Productions, who's currently still in the pits. He's had a good showing so far this season, hasn't he, Don? He's had a very strong opener to the season where he's took some good, solid results. Just looking back at him, a sixth and a second, and then a non-points finish due to the chaos of lap one last week, of race one last week, and then a third. So race two seems to be his more predominant race where he's on the podium, but good points all around so far for the independent driver.
Oh yeah, definite. To be fair, if in an independent team, let's say you're going for the constructors, it's going to be a lot harder than what it is going to be if.
Well, you're not going for the constructors as an independent, are you? Let's be honest.
Well, yeah.
As we've got then, just looking through the chat, we've got Daniel Francis, that Bozzy boy, which is yourself. Ian Thompson, evening to you. Welsh, evening all. Disco Face is in here, as is Dean Wasaki. Good evening to you. Fury's Grandad, evening Tony. BT Targa is in the chat. Good luck, you lads. He says, E. McKizzle, Fury's partner, I do believe, is here. Go Fury. She says, evening to the two-time pro champ, Gary131. He's also in the chat. 20 people watching, 14 likes. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. 7.5 minutes left then of this practice session, and nobody's going to really improve from here on out. This is just about these guys getting them laps in where they feel comfortable. Argent, NJ Disco and Don not yet set a time as Dean looks very, very twitchy then coming through that final corner. Liam, just jump on board Dean and we'll take him through a lap.
Yeah.
So Dean then through turn one and he's heading down towards turn two. Now you see it getting very, very wet, very slippery. You want to just brake before the AstroTurf as he does there, tight as you can to the apex, maybe not touch the curb, and Dean he's just lost the car, maybe the wet tyre not gripping as well, and yeah, he's lost it completely and returns to the pit, so that kind of ruins that lap, Liam.
Yeah.
Even it's Peaceful Explosion who's dropping in and out the stream. He says so. Nice to see you, Peaceful. He'll be obviously racing with the likes of Gary and yourself tomorrow night. Now we do have, obviously we'll announce it just before race 2, we have someone taking their double points tonight. A track, I think I said to, I don't know if I said it to yourself as well as Dan, or aka Unorthodox, before the season started. I didn't expect many people to take it at Hockenheim. Are you surprised that somebody has?
Not really. I think three races in, am I correct? We're saying that? Well,
yeah, three tracks in, yeah.
Yeah, tracks, there we go. 3 tracks in, I think you're getting to do the car more, so you're more likely to take it, in my opinion.
So you're not surprised by the fact that people are...
No.
Someone is taking the double points.
Surprised.
Is this a track you take your double points at? Without giving too much away? No.
No.
Here is Stealth Soft and Aidan Bennett missing race 1, should maybe home for race 2, he says. So let's hope that is the case. So we have got the lone MC Motorsport driver of Stealth Soft who's hit a puddle there. This man, what can he do tonight? He very disappointed by his own standards, he says, in race 1. In race 2 last week at Daytona, put the wrong tyre on and it just didn't work for him. Redemption now though, Liam, isn't it, for him? He's got a full 2 races here to learn the track and learn that car a bit more. And we're looking at the Discord, he's put some hours in testing.
Oh yeah, definitely. We just need to hope that he can keep the car on track, to be fair.
Now, as always, we are looking at these Pro-Am guys and sort of saying, look, we've had 2 bad weeks of collisions on the first lap. Let's try and have a better week this week. Obviously, track limits we're watching in terms of the exit of turn 1 is going to be a big one for track limits, we do think, tonight. But also, Liam, as we've seen in testing this week, that outside curb at turn 1 is a curb you don't want to be touching, especially sort of running over the curb. You don't really want to be doing that.
Well, no, definitely not. Yeah, if you go on there, it's just safer to maybe stay off track a little bit, to be fair, because you could unsettle car, cause a crash, and we don't really want that.
There's Disco there, huge slide, and end up cutting most of turn 1. Evening to the biggest Honda fan since myself, Monkey Boy in the chat, so a good evening to yourself. Sent me a picture today, Liam. bought some Scale Electric cars and some Scale Electric track for £10 off a Facebook Marketplace. Do you know what 2 cars was with it?
Go on.
Gordon Shedden's Honda Civic from the other year, and BMW 1 Series from the touring cars the other year, the Andy Prio one. And Monkey Boy got the Shedden one. Absolutely loves the Honda car. And for those who are on the Discord or on the Facebook drivers group, testing the Acura yesterday. I'm sure Peaceful will have a thing to say about that one.
Definitely so.
You actually won in the Acura in that race, Liam, between myself, me, you, and Monkey Boy.
I am the best when it comes to the Acura.
A car for next season, maybe. Bit more stable, bit more planted than that Audi is. Here's DJ Phil Green then. Currently 10 seconds off the pace, but obviously the rain just still falling with 3.5 minutes left. No one's really going to improve here. So it is a case of let's just see what these drivers are going to do from now till the end of this session, and then we'll be bringing you a 10-minute qualifying session for the drivers to be able to try and put it on pole. We believe it is a dry qualifying session. It looks dry for the meantime. This practice session isn't based off of the actual weather, it's based off of the weather throughout the evening. So because there is a bit of rain around on the radar, we thought it'd only be fair to give them a bit of dry and a bit of wet running so that they could get tweak a setup to a bit of both to sort that out. Dry qualifying we are expecting now.
Ooh. See some people's potentials, see what their dry times can be.
Yeah, we reckon if that's the dry pace, we reckon if that's their dry pace, then we reckon that's a bit slower than the pro pace. Oh, Daniel Francis has had a spin and looks like he's hit the wall with 2 minutes remaining of this session. Plenty of drivers in the pits. Don't fancy getting that last minute running in the wet. NJ Don not done a lap time yet, neither has Disco McDisco Face, as here comes Xmart out the pits. Now Xmart, as you know, a lot of people in the chat, Xmart, big member of Team Pro Laps with the likes of Nicky and KLF and BT Targa, Laney, a lot of other quick drivers out there, good quick drivers out there. But running as Team Pro Lassie tonight, obviously due to the fact that they can't run the same team name. So running as Team Pro Lassie for this evening. And we'll be able to get this underway.
Yeah, hopefully so.
What do you make of Xmart's choice of the Mercedes, Liam?
I think if he was in more earlier on in the season, even though we're only three tracks in, I think maybe when he was at Daytona he could score, because from looks of times he's not too bad on the pace.
Just looking at the chat, showing how poor it was, Matt, that's all. Liam's welcome to the Acora laughing emoji says peaceful explosion of Monkey Boy. Peaceful, you want to have a chat with Monkey, because he said yesterday with a full setup, not just being able to change the downforce like we was at season 1, that the Acora actually felt quite nice. So maybe, it's Daniel Francis here on my screen, is full DeLorean mode, then hovering above the surface. The Jackmen have decided to not lower him off, so he's driving on the jack. Here is DJ Phil and Daniel. Daniel seems to be struggling in that Mercedes, Liam, in the wet.
Yeah, like I say, I don't think that Mercedes has much grip during the wet weather.
Well, we'll have to see what Fury and Xmark can do. So it's Mercedes, Porsche, McLaren, Mercedes, Porsche, Ferrari, Porsche, McLaren, Mercedes, Porsche, BMW, Audi. But the Porsche, BMW and Audi at the bottom haven't set a time. As Argent there, getting that rear end, really stepping out, and was really trying to push that car. Smithy in the chat, let's go Cool Runnings, get us some points, NJ. Looking at the weather, I have no chance tonight. All about the Leachy Legends. Obviously, the Team Cool Runnings running in the Leachy Legends, or Leach Motorsport as they was known last season. Cars from last year. Family-run team, the Leach Motorsport boys, decided to not only change their name, but rent their cars out, their Porsches out to the Team Cool Runnings boys. And what can they do? Gary saying, Team No Laps who? Question mark in the chat. But we've got a cracking night of racing, I reckon, tonight, Liam.
Oh yes, definitely. Wet weather always makes a race a little bit more interesting.
Peace was actually just questioning what you're saying about no grip in the Merc. He says, I beg to differ, Liam. The Merc is nice in the wet when the setup is right. And I have to agree with him. The Merc is nice. I don't think the Merc suits this track more than anything.
I've not driven it much myself. I'm only going off from what I see, so it's during practice it's what I see, so I suppose it's more, well, we're at a new track all the time, so I mean,
yeah, no lap record around here. Fury's been smashing the lap records, has taken 3 or 4 lap records at the moment, 2 race and 1 qualifying lap record he's taken so far this season. But whoever gets pole tonight and whoever wins the race and sets the fastest, whoever sets the fastest lap in the race and the fastest qualifying time will be the record holder. Just looking at the average qualifying at the minute, Fury's qualified first and second. His average qualifying's P2, it says here. Looking at some other guys that's had a bit of an up and down qualifying race at round 1 to round 2. Nicky, a second and a 9th, putting his average qualifying 6th in race 1. Then looking at the people like Cam, discounting Cam, apologies, Don Productions has qualified 3rd for the first race every time. Fury's been on pole and 2nd, Nicky's been on pole and 9th. So, you know, Don, Fury, Nicky, Exmart maybe could spoil that one. Dean's time's looking good, but you're still tipping Fury for pole. And
I still think Fury. Yeah,
we are waiting for a drive for somebody to press ready up on the stream, so nobody back out yet. We are waiting for someone to ready up, although you will be able to get back in as it is going into qualifying. So here we go now, Liam. Sprint session, really. You've got to get out there. You've got to get them times on the board. You see Don's coming out. You see Dean is already heading out the pits as well. Daniel Francis, Liam has inherited Dean's repeated definitely.
Yeah.
Keep saying definitely. And Beastful Explosion, yes, I agree. I don't think the track is the best for the Merc. I think the Porsche will be the better car here. Well, we'll only have to wait and see tonight and tomorrow night for the Pro Series as well. Don's out on track, Liam, as is NJ, Disco, McDisco Face, Smithy, Dean, Daniel Francis, DJ Phil. X-March just come out the pits as well. So has Fury now. So we've still got Leon Fernie, Nicky, KLF and Stelsoff in there. Slipstream not going to be as effective round here, Liam, today. Is it a case of, yes, you need to be out there for every lap, but just hold back a little bit and see if you can get a gap?
I would just say stay out there doing the laps. Even if you're not in the slipstream, I suppose you can still get your times. As long as you get a good qualifying, you should go into the race quite strong.
Yeah, I agree with you there. As Don Productions and the first man out on track, here's Dean Wysocki in the McLaren. It's going to be interesting to see what that McLaren did. Oh, has Don been back in the pits? I think he has. So maybe he's spanned somewhere. So Dean then will be the first man out on track to set a lap time. Now, this is where I think the McLaren will benefit. Sector 2 and 3, the McLaren should be strong. Now, let's see what Dean can do this lap, not making use of running wide on the exit of the corner there then, as Daniel and DJ Phil did, but let's see what Dean can do. Coming into the stadium section, famous of course where Sebastian Vettel dropped it the other year in the Ferrari. There's Don for pole, says Gary131. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Don is looking very strong in testing here, but Dean Wysocki will be the first man to do a lap, so let's keep an eye on his time. Now, this is where the McLaren may struggle through Sector 1. Let's have a look at what he does on the brakes. Just touches the curb, runs it out. Not too bad there from Dean, just over the curb. We said you don't really want to touch it, but Dean actually took that quite nicely. Heads towards turn 2 now then. Again, keep it as tight as you can to the curb. Let the car run just a little bit wide on exit. Brilliantly done from Dean. Use the curb on the exit. Dean getting right next to it, not touching it, as we say, even into Iron Brew Racing. On board Dean now, turn 3. This is, well, after turn 3, this is flat all the way up here. You've got a few braking boards you see on the left hand side just before the curb brake, as he does that brilliantly. Try and get a bit of a wider line. It's not, you don't always need to be tight to the apex into that hairpin, and Dean does just that. A bit wiggly under braking there, maybe he needs to change a bit of the brake bias, but down towards this corner here, this right hand corner, flat scat through here, touch of the curb, run out to the left, back across the right, just as the curb ends. On the brakes is Dean. Get as close to the apex there, steady on the power on the exit, nicely done. Flick left, try not to touch this curb on the right. Dean just touching it a little bit, not bad in the McLaren. out to the left-hand side. The wall's just going to stick out a little bit. That's pretty much where you want to be braking, just as Dean does. Touch this curb on the left, run it out on the right, run out to the left, touches the curb, back across to the right. You're braking hard into the stadium now. Long hairpin left-hander here, not as tight as the other one, a bit longer through there. Runs out onto the curb. Now then, left, right, don't touch the sausage curb, brake in a straight line. Dean's braking while turning there. That's going to lose him a bit of time as NJ's in the pits then, and Dean then just going over the curb there, back on the power now. It's a tight double right-hander here. What time's Dean going to do? It's been a good lap from Dean here, and what's he going to set as he crosses the line? A 42.4. Cracking lap that from Dean. Daniel Francis has gone faster by 0.6 of a second. DJ Phil a second and a half down already as we now are on board. NJ who's just come out of the pits. He looks like he's had damage on that car, so what can he do? Fury though already into the 39.5s. He's 2.2 quicker than Daniel Francis, and there he is just running, well, trying to keep it within that track limits. Dean's gone back into the pits, so maybe a mistake. He needs to get out if he wants to get some more laps in. Here comes Stealth Sloth then in this newer format of qualifying. Argent's not had a great lap. KLF's gone 4th as Stealth Sloth goes P8 then, so he's still got to improve. Dom Productions, what can he do? I think he was on an out lap when we saw. Is this his flying lap now? I believe it might be. Onto power, fairly tidy that. Dean very impressed, says Gary in the chat. Dom Productions crosses the line. This is now, oh no, that was his timed lap, so he's gone up to P2, 1.4 off of Xmark. Dean Wasocki was sat on pit exit here. Don just taking a few track limits. P3.
Dom P3, yeah.
No, P2, Liam. Xmark's P3. It says on my screen. Oh, not quite sure what that's about then. So Liam's saying P3, we've got P2. I'm sure it's P2. DJ Phil's in the pits. He needs to get back out. Dean's out then, but has lost a bit of time in the pits. Here's Stealth Sloth again. What can Evening? Evening to Fury's mum. Go Fury, she says in the chat. Stealth Sloth then. Is he up any on his Delta? 4 seconds. He is down at the minute, a bit wide maybe on the exit there. That is Xmart who's had a trip across the grass. Agreed, Gary. Nice and steady from Dean, says Peaceful Explosion then. Xmart and then back on track. Fury goes into the pits. Now, is he done then? Is he done with that time? 1.5 quicker than Don, 1.5 quicker than Xmart, 1.8 quicker than Nicky. KLF up in 5th place, so a good job there. Oh, Liam says Iron Brew Racing. Not sure what that's about. I mean, we know what Project Cars are like. The screen's probably glitched. DJ Phil back out the pits. 4 minutes remaining. Here comes Stealth Sloth. He's got one of the Team Prolapse boys just tucked in behind with a bit of tow maybe. And is that Nicky or is that KLF? We'll see as they come across the line. They pull out side by side. There's no improvement from Nicky or KLF. No improvement from Stealth Sloth either. Leon Fernie's back in the pits. NJ and Disco McDisco Face not yet set a time. And we're down to 3 3/4 minutes, Liam, left. They've got to really get the laps in now.
Oh yes, definitely. Especially if they want a decent qualifying grid placement.
Fury, your man who is on provisional pole. Don's gone even quicker, 0.6 of a second separate himself and Fury as he is NJ coming in towards the stadium section now, obviously running Mr. 2 times livery of Gary 131. Then the black and grey with the red wing mirrors. Nice into the stadium. Evening to Sooty Apex, who's not with us this week. He's working tomorrow night, so not being able to be with us. But NJ then through the double right-hander here, which is a very, very tricky section here, Liam. But NJ seemed to get that very nicely done. Down the start straight he comes now. What does he do? Goes P7. Here comes Disco McDisco Face in the background. What's he going to do across the line? We're not seeing it. He's on. That was an outlap, so he's on a timed lap now. He's really got to get his foot down and really got to get a good lap in. Evening to JR Sim Racing. 25 people watching, 14 likes. Guys, let's hit that thumbs up button. Let's get this video to 20 likes before the first race. But yeah, Liam, good qualifying so far. NJ back in the pits. That could signify him done.
Oh yeah. Maybe he's had a bit of a crash. Yeah, he was on his way out.
Yeah, he's on his way out, so he should, provided he doesn't have a bad outlap, should get one more flying lap in. Just looking at the timing screens, no one really lighting it up here. Disco's still not done a time. And at the minute, Dean's first lap he's not improved on, and he's dropped down to P8 with people improving up and down the grid. He's quicker than Kieran, DJ Phil, Slough, Leon Fernie and Smithy at the moment. Smithy not yet got a good lap in the bag so far. And Disco not got a lap in at all. He's not going to want to start his first race one from the back of the grid.
Yeah.
Daniel Francis... sorry, Liam. Daniel Francis has gone third and has gone into the pits. He's done for qualifying, so he will only drop down from his position if people improve.
Yeah.
Disco face round in the final two corners. As we've not got him now. Was about to see him finish his lap. Here we go, back with him. What's he going to be? Still not done a lap.
It's actually showing that he's in P2 on my screen.
Alright, it's showing he's P14 on mine, not yet done a lap time. So I'm sure the screens will sort itself out at the end. It's obviously had a bit of a glitch somewhere then. Disco is in second in the session, but not showing on the stream, says Daniel Francis. So yeah, Liam, your screen must be right compared to mine. So Don is third. You are right, Don is third. Then it says he's second on mine, but Disco second. Yeah. Mr. Rislett, ignore the stream at the minute, mate, because apparently he is in second place on everybody else's screen, but the one that's got the stream going. So he is P2 at the minute, Mr. Rislett. Ignore that one for the time being. Disco Face is setting laps and is doing them quite well. Fury though, the man still on pole position. As we say, evening to Little Leach as well in the chat. Here's Kelly, KLF. Brand new race winner to Sim, not just to Sim Racing, but to Sim Play as well last week. Great to see him get a win, wasn't it, Liam?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially how new he is to us in the GT3s.
Oh, Kieran has had a bit of a moment there coming out of the hairpin, and that's going to have lost him a lot of time then. Who's in the pits? Disco McDisco Face, Stove Sloth, DJ Phil, Nicky, Dan and Don all in the pit lane then. So they are going to be done for this one at the moment. NJ trying to be as late as he can on the brakes and has gone way too deep there. So it looks like at the minute Fury is going to be the man on pole. There's only X-Mart out on track that can really beat him. But if you're the other guys round here, Kelly's within 1.9. It's got to have to be a heck of a lap to beat that time though, as Nicky goes into the pits.
Oh, very deep.
Oh, X-Mart very wide, touches the gravel there. That's going to lose him time. He's gone into the pits, so he's not going to improve. Here comes Kelly. Can he improve on his time? Rounds the final corner, down the home stretch now. Took his maiden win last week. Does he improve? He improves by a tenth. NJ spins in the background. No improvement elsewhere, though, for Kelly, so what a shame for him. Argent's gone ahead of Dean. Here comes Fury. Any improvement this lap? No. His qualifying is complete. Who else have we got out there? Dean, Leon Fernie and Smithy are still out there. Here comes Leon Fernie. Oh! If he was up on a time, he's just binned it. He's going to come into the pits to just Smithy and Dean. Here's Dean then, running a bit wide there. That's track limits nearly. That's questionable. Not using the curb on the exit to the corner. Can he find any more time? No, he can't. Well, we'll see. Actually, I don't think he did. But we will see. So Fury on pole. Disco Face is in P2 with Don Productions in P3 then. Good start for Don Productions in this qualifying session here. As sorry, just trying to make sure everything's right. Yep, Daniel Francis then was P4. X-Mart was in 5th place on his debut, so not a bad start for him. Nicky up in P6 with KLF in 7th place. Argent was in 8th with Dean Wasaki P9. NJ in 10th. Stealth Sloth will start 13th with Smithy then down in 14th place in this one. DJ Phil P11, not quite sure what Liam's doing, but the mic's unmuted and being muted.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Like that one.
So then, we are ready for the first race. Drivers will just be tweaking adjustments. Evening Craig, lad, says Sutty Disco only 0.39 behind Fury. The Disco saying I've done a 39.610 P2. Sorry, bro, says Mr. Isler. Come on, Disco, bro. Come on, Disco, says Iron Brew Racing. And yes, Kelly, says Unorthodox. This is the grid then for the first race of the session. Liam, just change the camera angle for me.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, or do something, because I don't know if it's froze on my screen. No, there we go. It's not froze. Everybody just silently still. Dan Davis, whoop whoop. He says in the chat, it's going to be an interesting one to see here what we can get done, as we may be joined by a special guest a little later on. But at the minute, we can go back trackside now, Liam. I just thought my screen was frozen for the time being. Trackside ready, and we are just waiting for these drivers to ready up. Fury on pole from Disco McDisco Face.
Seems very calm on track.
Yeah, it does. It seems very. I thought that's why I thought my game had frozen at one point. It just seems very patiently waiting then, as we have here the start then of this race, and this is going to be an absolute cracking one. We're lights out and away we go here, and look at Don Productions already gets a good start, squeezes that BMW out of the way, but Don already into the lead as he heads down towards turn 1. Great start from the Don, really got away well there. Now did he jump? We'll have to wait to see, but everybody looks like they're getting through turn 1 quite cleanly. Yes, everybody through, brilliant to see. We've still got to get it through into turn 2. Who's made the best of starts other than Don? Daniel Francis just clipping the curb, and has he lost the car? He was on the grass a little bit, but look at the 3 leaders, Liam, have already pulled away, and there's Argent and Daniel Francis off in the background, and I think Dean Wisocki as well has had a spin, or he's gone off. Smithy as well is off, so not sure what happened there. But great start if you're Don Productions. Fury though is going up the inside, and Disco's got to bail out of it and has lost the rear of the car. How has he managed to save that? Don though gets that switchback done, and he's back up the inside of Fury. Great little racing already here. Pit window is lap 6, don't forget. So if you pit before lap 6, you've got to pit twice. But at the minute, these boys are doing a heck of a job.
Oh yeah, definite. Quite a clean start as well, to be fair, Matt.
Oh, Stowsloth looking for lunch on Argent there, but manages to not make contact. Disco is all the way down in P14, so he's off. Is he down in P14? He's not down in P14. My graphic still hasn't updated. Right, so my graphic still shows Disco P14. So
he's in the lead.
Right, he is in. Oh, he's in the lead, is he? Oh, so he's got past Fury and Don. So good stuff then from Disco in this one. Don P2, Fury 3rd, X-Mart's 4th, and NJ's up into 5th. So a good start for NJ in this race. Kelly is behind NJ. Here he is. And KLF jumped his teammate. Oh, a bit wide there. Watch the curve. And Kelly, he's on the grass. Oh, narrowly avoids the pit wall and somehow keeps it out. Argent, though, hunting down the prolapse boys, as we've got the rainbows flying in the chat from Laney and Unorthodox. A switch for position there between Nicky and KLF. As Daniel Francis is in the pits, he's going to have to pit again in this one from P14. Ignore my graphic, it is wrong. As KLF then back up the inside of Nicky, and Nicky playing ball for the Team Prolapse boys, keeping Argent at bay. Now this is where the Mercedes could stretch its legs, but look at X-Mart. X-Mart's got ahead of NJ for P4, so the Merc doing well here, but NJ Fury not being able to keep with the 2 leaders of Disco and Don Productions here, Liam.
Oh yeah.
Oh, as here goes Kieran, bit of a lunge. And that's pushed Kelly wide. Kieran's lost the rear. Don's jumped the start apparently. Someone hit me up the back. I came back on, but not in control. Hit Kieran, sorry. That then spun me 35 suspension damage. Don has a drive-through. So Don jumped the start, Liam. So we said he got a cracking start, but he's jumped the start. So Don, not only has he got to pit, he's got to do a drive-through penalty. X-Mart's making his way past Stealth Sloth. He's lost a few places then. But Kieran there, a bit of a dive bomb on the prolapse. Well, I say a dive bomb. He pulled out on one of the prolapse boys, and they just didn't get it stopped in time at all. It was very late on the brakes from both of them, and Kieran lost the car and has lost a few positions after that.
Yeah. Should have been a bit earlier on brakes, to be fair. For me anyway.
Dean Wisocki, look, he had a bit of a spin on lap 1, it looked like, Liam, when Daniel Francis and Kieran got involved. As who's that? That's Fury. That's the championship leader. Fury. He's spun at the final two corners, and he's had a bit of an off here. So Fury then, the championship leader, in disarray Oh, there's Kieran. He's touched the outside curb and he's lost 3. He's rolling the car back, slams it on the brakes and gets it stopped in time before Dean and Smithy come across and cause a bit of trouble here. Kelly then is up into P4, Liam, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, that is right.
Yep, thank you. It's saying P3 on my screen, but obviously Disco is registered as not even starting this race, apparently.
Oh, yeah, major problems, we should say.
Yeah, hopefully the project car sorts itself out for this one. So Stove Sloth then, he is up in P7 then, with Dean in P8 behind him. 4.5 seconds is that gap. What can Dean do to close that gap to the Porsche of Stove Sloth? Said in the week in a bit of practice that he's starting to get to grips with that Porsche. But where is Alfie this evening? Wasn't home in time and had forgot to add me yesterday, Gary, so he'll be on for race 2. Hopefully Aidan will be on for race 2 as well to give us the full grid. Hello, Mr. Two-Time, says Sooty, and hello, evening, Mr. Monza, says Gary. Mr. Monza, I don't recall seeing Sooty drive around the outside of a BMW Monza, Gary. But I know what you mean. Here's Nicky then, P6, 14 pro laps at the minute, separated by Exmart, Team Pro Lassie and KLF just in front, and that is Argent, who was off towards the stadium section and rejoins just ahead of his team. And the Forever Forward cars here, Liam, are struggling.
Oh, yeah.
All the teammates. Oh, Kieran rejoins and went straight towards the apex where his teammate was already there. And that's crazy.
That was a very close collision.
It was indeed. The team need to get on the radio. That's Smithy. Oh, what a shame for Smithy. Was running in a good two places higher. DJ Phil and Leon Fernie look like they're going to get past as well. But the team need to speak to Argent, who's gone deep again here. The team need to speak to Argent. Hey guys, come on. We're teammates. We're not meant to be racing each other this hard. Now, Don, 5.9 ahead of NJ gap-wise, but he's got to drive through penalty. Liam. Oh, and there's Leon Fernie, who's had a huge shunt with the wall. And off he goes, well off. If he's got bad damage, he's going to have to pit twice in this one. So that could be a shame for him. But Liam, back to the front with Don. He's got a drive-through penalty to make here. He's got a 6-second gap back to NJ. Long pit lane here. So he's got... When do you think of making that? Obviously, 2 laps before the pit window. Do you kind of hold it out, see what gaps you can create in this one?
Me, I would do my drive-through straight away. I don't think it really matters when you're losing your time on it anyway. So it's better getting it done then.
Do you not think that while he's obviously so far behind Disco at the minute, and he's got decent pace, clear air, nobody around him to battle, get the quick lap times in, try and stretch a gap? Do you not think that's a decent tactic for him then?
Possibly.
We'll have to keep an eye on his progress as KLF's got ahead of NJ going further back. Oh, NJ must have had a moment because Stealth Sloth's had a moment in the background as well. So turn 1 catching the a few drivers out tonight. That's put Kelly, Exmart and Nicky up a place. So the Team Pro Laps and Team Pro Lassie car running well here at the minute, and Kelly on the podium again.
Ooh. Showing good progression. Showing
brilliant progression. Dean Wasaki's got past Stove Sloth then. He's into P7 now then at this moment in time. Dean Wasaki, after his little spin, is slowly progressing through the field here. Just being able to keep it on the track while others are spinning is something that Dean's been able to now pick up a few places on. And this is something that he's had to work on, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So then, Exmart P4 at the moment, just behind KLF and ahead of Nicky. The 2 Porsches were actually quicker than Mercedes last time around then. NJ's just dropping off the back here. Does he have a bit of damage after what we believe is he spun, because these 3 have got past him then. Argent is right back with his teammate, and if we've seen anything at the minute, these 2 sort of battling each other hard, the Forever Forward boys. There's Stealth Sloth. He's had a moment, but he's on the back of Dean still. Now, how damaged is that car? Lap 6. So when you start that 6th lap, the pit window is open. Fury and Argent there. Fury all over the curb was really struggling, and Argent gets past him. These boys are tripping up each other here, Liam, and not really helping each other out.
Yeah, definite. Being a bit, not cautious, dangerous. I would say Kieran's been, to be fair.
Oh, Fury's gone into the pit, but that's a lap too early. Fury's got to pit again. He's pitted 1 lap too soon here. The pit window opens on when you start lap 6, not when lap 6 starts from the leader. So Fury's pitted 1 lap too soon. Just jump on board Fury for me, Liam. Yeah, he's on lap 6, but obviously he's crossed the start. Load the track map up.
There we go.
Yeah, so you see he's past the checkered flag. He's past the start-finish line on the track map. So, well, Fury has got to pit again in this race. So the championship leader has got work to do.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a bit of a...
Not the night you're wanting to see. We've lost a driver from the session who's retired.
Fernie, from the looks of it.
Leon Fernie then retired from the race. You've got to get to lap 14 around here to score points. So he will unfortunately not score no points then for the AA 3D printing team in this first race. But here then, Xmart putting the pressure on KLF just a little bit here. Kelly 2 seconds slower last lap, but he's still in front. So what does Kelly have to do to keep this pace going? Don at the moment has he done his drive-through?
I don't think he has.
Now, if Don's not done his drive-through, he's had a massive off somewhere, because I mean, yeah, Don must have had an off. I've not seen him do his drive-through. If anybody, he needs fuel, so we'll be pitting again, says Fury's mum. Fury said, I have no fuel. That's why he's had to pit, so he's got to pit again. His fuel too low, says Sussy. Anybody in the chat, if you've seen Don go into the pits to do his drive-through, there's Nicky, who's had a spin. And Liam, look at what's happening. There's few spots of rain starting to come down already. So it is now, pit windows open, guys can pit, starting to rain. Here goes Xmart. Nicky still struggling to get back on. Dean up another place. NJ, where's NJ? NJ's still ahead of Dean, so NJ's got past Nicky as well. Yeah. You're able to pit now. Obviously, pit windows open, the rain's starting to fall, and DJ Phil, the first one to react at the end of lap 6.
Yeah, looks like Xmart's trying his hardest to try and get past Kelly, who's actually going P2.
He has. Daniel Francis then as well is coming in at the end of lap 6 as well. So Daniel Francis in for his stop. Now, obviously, the starting to fall. It doesn't mean it's wet. Now, what's happened to Don Productions? Because Kelly and Xmart have both got past Don Productions here. So Don's gone from P2 down to P4 in a matter of moments. I haven't seen him do his drive-through, so he's gone from bad to worse for the Don at the minute. The track's starting to... Well, I mean, the rain... It's definitely spitting. I've definitely seen a bit of rain. Yeah, it's definitely raining. The track doesn't look wet though at the moment. Don is in. Now let's go on board Don. Is this his drive-through? Is this his pit stop? Let's wait and see. And look how slow he's got to be here. Doing Don not done it. I crashed again trying too hard, says Daniel Francis. Said no, Don hasn't done his drive-through. Now is this drive-through or pit stop? But either way, there goes NJ. There goes Dean Wasocki. Yeah, this is his drive-through.
Oh.
This is his drive-through, so he's got to pit. And now, has he done his drive? Has he seen the rain and gone, look, track's not too wet yet, I'll get my drive-through out of the way now before the rain really starts to come. So drive-through done. But what you notice here was Kieran just got through as well. Dean and NJ have got through past the Don. And Dean, look at how close he is to NJ now. As Stelfsloff's in at the end of lap 7. Dean is gaining on NJ here and is driving a really good race at the moment.
Like I say, Vat McLaren is quite good in the wet. Like season 2, Dean got his first win in Snetterton and it was raining, in fact.
Yep. Last season, of course, at Snetterton where it was wet. Get 26 people watching. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Let's remove the graphic of the cars on screen so you get a full picture of what we are seeing. Then so Stelfsloff in. 3 drivers have pitted now. Still no spray, Liam, off the back of these cars, so still nothing kicking up off the back here. Not wet enough yet for the wet tyre. Disco McDisco Face still leads this race and is well out in front. He's not pitting this lap. What does Kelly and Xmart decide to do here then? Oh, that's Fury. Fury's had another moment. Wow, the championship leader is in disarray. He's having a shocker at the moment. Kelly then isn't pitting for the wet tyre. It's still not wet enough. Where's Xmart? He's dropped well off the back. Xmart's in. End of lap 8. Xmart dives into the pit lane. Now then, Dean could capitalise on another position. Look at him. He's really gaining on NJ here. They're going to pass Xmart then for that extra place, for that P5 at the moment for Dean. Let's go. Kelly, stay smooth, says Unorthodox. Kelly and Martin are driving well. Good, clean racing, boys. Indeed, they are. Don then not pitting yet as well, but he's all over the back of Argent, who just passed him as Don did his drive-through. They're about to lap DJ Phil. Don't forget, back markers do not have to move out the way here. A bit like the World Endurance Championship. You've got to lap the back marker then, as DJ Phil, though, does pull to the side. Nicely done from Phil. Nicky as well then dives into the pits at the end of lap 8. Liam, although it's raining, it's not getting any wetter.
Saying that, I'm starting to see a little bit of a spray off of the tyres.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, just there, just seen it there. Kieran ran wide, Don got the run through. The Mercedes power should pull it along here. Should these two have pitted maybe at the end of the lap, have Nicky and Xmart timed their pit stops to perfection. Kieran under the brakes is very squirrely, and he's off. He's hit the wall. Don's had a bit of a slide. I think DJ Phil. Oh, there's Dean. Dean's had a bit of a moment coming through after the hairpin. What a shame, because Dean was running really well. That McLaren looks damaged to me. Dean was looking strong here, Liam, and he's made one mistake in the wet. Maybe they've all gone one lap too long here. Now, surely we're... Oh, Don's had a spin. Disco's in the pits.
Oh, Dean. Ooh.
Disco in the pits. Dean having a bit of a struggle. Dean staying out the way. Disco then is in. Nicky still in the pits. He's obviously got damage he's repairing. Dean side by side with Kieran Argent, who is struggling in this race at the moment. There's Don, who's also struggling. Daniel Francis and DJ Phil, their lapped cars. Kieran's gone deep. Dean's getting the cutback. Oh, and Kieran loses the rear and collects Daniel Francis. Nothing could be done about that. We've had another... We've had another retirement, Liam. I can't quite see who's retired from this one. It's Fury. The championship leader's retired. No points in this race for Fury then. And what a strange start to the season. Now surely we're going to see Don. NJ's in the pits. Don comes into the pits. Dean is in the pits. So interesting to see here. Kieran as well coming in. And Argent with that damage could cost him. Kelly leads. Kelly's not pitted.
He's doing a job and being able to stay out like this. Risky.
Would you risk it for a chocolate biscuit? We'll wait and see. Xmart then on the wet tyres from a lap ago. Well, hopefully. Anyway, hopefully he put it on. Yes, this is it. What a fascinating race we're seeing here. Oh, what's happened to Disco?
I just saw the time coming down. He's struggling.
He's on the dry tyres. He's pitted and he's still on the dry tyres, I reckon. I don't think that's put wets on. Disco's great race one could be being unravelled. Look at him, he's struggling to keep it on the track. This really helps Kelly out here. Kelly doing absolute bits at the moment to keep that Porsche on. Argent, NJ, Smithy's in the pits. Has Smithy got into his pit box? Yeah, Smithy has timed that to perfection then with his team. So Dean's come out in 5th, Argent 6th. They've both jumped NJ. Don's got out ahead of both of them. Disco struggling. We're down to 12 drivers. We've lost Leon Fernie. We've lost the championship leader, Fury. Disco struggling. Xmart then has taken... has gained a place on Disco. Disco's dive on DJ Phil, and Xmart's lost the rear all on his own. And it's all, Liam, the bit of rain, and it's all kicking off here.
Oh, yeah. Like I said near the beginning, a little bit of rain makes a massive difference to a race. NJ's going the DeLorean mode. NJ
has lost... Dean's lost out to NJ and Kieran, so it's Dean struggling in the wets. Kelly's in at the end of lap 10 then, so the only person... No, Fury's not. Fury's retired from the race, so everybody is pitted here. Fury then. Now, let's keep an eye on Fury here a second, Liam. Where will Fury come out? Dean then. Let's keep an eye on Kelly. Kelly in the pits. When's he going to be away? They're changing the rear tyres now. There's Xmart. So Xmart's early strategy of pitting for that wet tyre early has paid off. Disco is going to lose out. So Xmart, on his debut, could beyond for a race win on debut. Gary should never give up on points. Fury, points make prizes. Unlucky Fury makes stay strong, come back harder, says Dan. Sutty, we like a wet race at Simplay. We love a wet race. We've not had too many this season. Exmart then leads this race from Kelly. Disco's back into the pits. What's happened to Smithy? He's going very, very slow for some reason. This should promote Argent up into P3, should it? Now, what is wrong with Smithy there? Argent then coming round turn 1. He's up into 3rd. NJ's up into 4th. Where's Dean? Don's back in the pits. So I'm not sure what's happened to Don, but Dean now is up into 5th. Disco's away now, so Disco is away. And Stealth Sloth, I presume, will get past him. But Disco's pace here, what a shame. Phil Naylor, always better when it's wetter. Laney enjoying watching this one unfold. And again, says Disco, McDisco face in the pit lane then. Has he got the wrong tyres on? Now, what is there? Very straight at the moment, staying out of everybody's way.
Maybe he's on the dry tyres still.
Maybe he is on the dry tyre. Oh, well, he's not helping his teammate out by bumping into him. Kieran then lost the rear of his car, and NJ could have a good run on Kieran. Dean doesn't seem like he's got the pace he had in the dry. Dean seems like he's struggling in these wet conditions as Smithy stays to one side. NJ is now really hassling the back of the Mercedes. The Porsche probably a bit better than the Merc in the wet. Here, it looks stronger, but it's Exmart from Kelly. Mercedes, Porsche, Mercedes, Porsche, McLaren. Oh, your top 5 here. Where did Disco come back out there then, Liam?
Sorry, what was that?
Where did Disco come back out?
P7.
P7, so behind Stealth Sloth, ahead of Nicky. There is Nicky in the background. All his good work in the first part of this race has come undone, and he looks a bit all over the place into the hairpin. There's Nicky, there is Don as well. So whatever is happening to Disco, he is struggling. He's off. He's off. You've got to get to that 14. Don's had a bit of a spin as well. Not the race for Don at the moment. Exmart leads 2 seconds ahead of KLF. After the rain comes a rainbow, says Lady. Indeed it does. There's Kelly in the background from Exmart. Lap 12 of 18. Argent. Now what's happened to NJ? Dean's got past NJ.
Whoa. Maybe NJ's had a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, has he made a mistake? Has he dropped it somewhere? Dean then up another place as DJ Phil is back into the pits then. Daniel Francis is now up into 10th place. But at the minute, with people retiring, this is going to give Smithy and DJ Phil and Dan some points after a terrible opening lap here. Smithy as well into the pits. Maybe he was on the dry tyre. Good call, Liam. Exmart has lost time. Exmart is slow. Oh, and there's Kelly. He's lost a car. He's had to quickly spin it around. He's got a bit of time to Argent. Now, the question is, Liam, you said McLaren good in the wet. What can it do over this Mercedes here then? Can Argent catch up to Kelly? Exmart seems to do well at the moment. Where's Dean? Dean's 8 seconds behind these two. Dean's just got to be patient here and let the other guys make the mistakes to maybe get himself on for a podium. Dean 1 place away from the podium as Kelly spinned it. Exmart not looking quick, and Argent, we've seen him have troubles, and there's Exmart off. This will help the Exmart. This will help Kelly and Kieran gain a bit of time. Exmart then's had a bit of trouble there. So he's off. Disco's in the pits again here. Kieran very wide. And Disco again in the pits. Kieran's round. Kieran's round. He keeps it out the wall somehow. But he's round. Where's Dean? Where's Dean?
Dean.
Oh, he's nowhere near. He's lost out to NJ. So NJ's got back past Dean. As Dean struggled then. Kieran can't get it going. Kieran rejoins and has to stay wide to let NJ come up the inside as NJ had the momentum and the speed. Key word there, Liam. But Dean now is on the back of these two.
Bit of a unsafe rejoin, to be honest with you, Matt, from Kieran. Yeah,
it looked a bit strange, didn't it? Oh, Dean, a bit of a twitch out the last corner. Now then, Kelly and Exmart. 5 seconds a gap for the leaders, but them 3, 3rd, 4th and 5th are all on each other. Dean, NJ, Argent, Kieran. Dean just a bit further back in the background. They've lapped. What was Disco McDisco face? Here goes Argent up the inside of NJ. NJ will give him the room. Kieran's gone a bit deep. Yes, a bit of a twitch on the wheel you had to see there. NJ's trying to come back to him. This is where the McLaren will lose out to these guys. I'm a racer. Disco, do your setup during the race. Kieran's lost it. He's lost the rear. Dean touching the grass a little bit.
struggling.
Now then, Disco, is he now on the wet tyre? Because he looks like he's been able to keep up, if not past Dean Wysocki then. But is he going to stay out of the way? Dean hunting NJ down for a podium. NJ's been on great form since last week. And Liam, this race is unpredictable.
Oh yeah, definite. Yeah, it's been a lot more eventful, but not in a spa kind of way.
Dan and Ivory Racing saying to him, change the strategy when you're on the track, Disco, not the pit strategy as it sometimes glitters it out. Disco trying to unlap himself as quick as possible here as he's going to look up the inside of NJ. There's Smithy and DJ Phil and Don. That is all for... No, Don's well ahead of these two. So Smithy and DJ Phil, I think Smithy's unlapping himself. Gary, come on NJ, keep up. Another podium for the Leach HQ shelf. Up on the arrows. Yeah, I've learned that now, says Dan Davis. Dean Wysocki then is trying to hunt down the Team Cool Runnings Porsche as Disco McDisco Face is trying to unlap himself. Liam, obviously my timing screen's all wrong. Where is Disco classified on track at the minute?
He's in 10th.
So 10th place, so ahead of Smithy and DJ Phil, but behind Daniel Francis. So he's going to want to gain on Daniel Francis and clear Dean and NJ here. He clearly feels like he's got the pace. He clearly now has his wet tyre on. X-Mart's gapped Kelly a bit further out front ahead of these two. There's back to the battle. I mean, there is X-Mart and then Kelly behind.
Yep.
Back to the battle of Smithy. Don's lapping Smithy here. Obviously, Smithy doesn't have to get out the way. Peaceful Explosion, Warlock struggling here. Clearly not got weather setups or pitch strategies set. Now then, Dean's lost out to Arjun. What's happened to Dean? Has he had another moment? The inconsistency creeping in. He's dropped to 5th and Kieran's got back in front. But Dean Wysocki all over the back of NJ to now being behind Kieran by a couple of seconds here. Oh, there's Kieran. Disco in the wall. Disco's in the wall then. He's struggling in this wet weather race. Sloth's gaining on Dean and Kieran. They are dropping it big time. They've got 5 seconds back to NJ then, so they've got to make up the ground. And Dean, they're both just struggling with a bit of inconsistency, keep losing the rear of the car. They're struggling to keep it on the road. And Kieran again, you see they're slow out. The hairpin has made another mistake. Dean, can he get that run? Can he get it back on the back of Kieran? We're on lap 14. So the drivers who's on the lead lap, so I think from Disco up, no, Disco's been lapped, so from Don up, are all scoring points at the moment. We'll stay with Dean and Kieran at the moment. These two, the two that keep making mistakes. And Dean then, you just see the car dip, he just keeps sort of tapping the brakes. He's put the throttle down straight away, has lit the rears up. Sloth's going to gate past, and Dean just overdriving the car, which we know in the past Dean has done a lot of. And that McLaren, as good as it can be in the wet, is not going to do anything here. Now then, Smithy chasing the back of DJ Phil. This is for position, if I'm right.
Yes.
So Smithy then looking to get past DJ Phil for position. There's Daniel Francis. He's been overtaken by Don. Don't we all, Dan, says Little Leach. Dan says, I want rain tomorrow. Well, you'll have to be praying to the gods that the German weather's not going to be as good as what it is today, because I tell you what a cracking race we could be on for in the Pro tomorrow night. I mean, it's brilliant entertainment here. Argent is all over the back now of NJ. KLF has got the pace. Excuse me, of X-Mart up front. X-Mart has gone here in this one at the minute. 13 seconds up the road. These guys are a further 15 seconds off the back of Kelly. But Argent here looking like he wants to get another position on NJ Dunn. Dean's lost Nicky as well. But we'll stay on board Kieran at the moment, Liam.
Yep.
What a frantic race, lap 15 of 18. We've still got race 2 to come as well, which is going to be another crackerjack of a race. As Kieran then looking to get past NJ. Oh, there's a bit of a puddle on the apex of the hairpin, and Kieran there, you heard him not being able to get the power down straight away. Does that null involve the hairpin as an overtaking manoeuvre then? Dean is starting to struggle. NJ not looking good there. His front bumper's just bouncing around a bit, his NJ's. And Kieran here being patient. Now, we've seen him in this race earlier, Liam, where he's just been a bit... You know, he's not been as cautious. He's been a bit aggressive, and he's braked late, and he's made mistakes. But at the minute, we're seeing him really now start to reel it in, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. He's making a lot of mistakes, Kieran is.
Oh, Kieran going for a move up the inside. He's onto the grass. He span. He's tried to overtake NJ, and he touches the grass under braking and spins around. Stove Sloth's coming now. Kieran's got to get that car back moving before Stove Sloth can get to him. He's got it going just in time, but here comes Stove Sloth. No, tucks back in. So Kieran manages to get the car up to enough speed to tuck that back in. Daniel Francis got back ahead of Don. Dean is losing out. We'll stay with this though for now. Lap 16, the leaders are on 2. X-Mark, Kelly, NJ now well in front, well, about 5 seconds in front, 6 seconds in front of Argent then, who's now got Stove Sloth, who's looking for a podium on the back of him. Disco in the background, what a shame, was leading this race by a country mile and is now struggling. Kieran's in the wall again! Liam, Kieran is making mistake after mistake.
Oh, he's not. If I was him, I wouldn't be very happy at the moment.
Now,
I would be happy with the P5 at the moment, but I won't be very happy with the amount of mistakes.
No, if you take Dean and Kieran's mistakes out of this race, they could have both been on the podium here.
Oh yeah, no word of doubt.
No doubt about it.
That's it.
Kieran really struggling, touches the curb. He's lost the car. He's lost the car. It's coming across track. Disco, avoids him narrowly. And Kieran has lost the car again. Really struggling in the wet. Now, where's Nicky? 7, 6 seconds. He'll be able to see him when he gets around this bend. Dean is well behind Nicky now. Dean's only coming through turn 2 and 3. So Dean has lost a lot of time. He's got quite a bit back to Daniel Francis. Oh, he's touched the grass. Dean's off. Dean and Kieran, well, you have to say, what was looking so good for Dean, especially in the dry, it's been crazy. Top 7 can't qualify for the second race because 14 people started this race. The top 7 cannot qualify for the next one, which means Dean won't be able to qualify at the moment.
Dean was looking quite good, to be fair.
Dean was looking quite good. Yeah, it was P4. It was catching NJ before it rained, don't forget, and it's gone from bad to worse. And the other person as well is Argent. Seems to make one mistake, then just makes 2 or 3. Disco's past him, but Argent's got 6.5 seconds to Nicky now. But how many more mistakes in the final 2 laps has Argent got in his locker? Let's keep an eye on it then. The rain still pouring here at Hockenheim. And old Argy Bargy is not having it his own way at the moment. He has struggled in this race.
Yeah. Just needs to take out those little mistakes.
Gary saying the Simplay veterans making a few mistakes. The guys from season 1, yeah, making a lot of mistakes here. They've had a lot of wet races at Simplay, and they're right. He's right, Liam. Gary's right. They are just making silly errors.
Yeah.
Kieran's lapped Disco again. Oh, there he goes again. And Disco.
With Disco.
I can't. And Kieran, the wings off. Huge damage to the rear of that Meg. Disco's retired. Disco's retired now. Disco will score points for P12, getting to the end of the race. And that's Nicky. But with Kieran's rear damage, Liam, I wouldn't want to be in his position. Look at how much he's struggling with that car. Nicky's going to get up into P5. Now, where's Dean? This is the big question. Dean, way back.
This is where Dean could get another position.
Yeah.
Get himself back up the pack a little bit.
Back up into P6. Argent may get to qualify. Although, look how much Dean is struggling there. Dean is really struggling. DJ Phil's had a moment. That could allow Smithy to catch DJ Phil. But at the minute, where's Kieran? Kieran's only at the hairpin. That gap is tumbling down. He's struggling, Liam. He is really struggling.
I'm not surprised with no wing, to be fair. No rear wing.
Just looking in the chat, I'm so bleeped with the pit crew, says Disco. Had that in the bag, he says. Prolap, says Dan Davis. Sutty, they're having your life, Disco. Could get the wheel off. X-Mark then, he's on his final lap. Where is he in terms of about to cross line? He's only just started his last lap. So Kelly, 8 seconds behind X-Mark. So it could be, I mean, they're all members of Team Prolaps. It could be a Prolaps 1-2. Kieran is round again. And this could really then make Kieran could qualify for race 2 here. Daniel Francis will be his next target in terms of an overtake. There's Daniel. Where's Kieran? Kieran is only, in fact, is Kieran a lap ahead of Daniel? No, he's not.
20 seconds.
Yeah, no, he's not. Aidan Bennett, don't worry, boys. Rainman will be in the second race. Genuinely sick, says Disco. Making a fool of myself, as always, says Aiden. This track doesn't look fun to drive in the wet, says Gary.
He's gone again.
It doesn't look bad. Where's Xmart then? He's surely coming to the end of this race. He's nearly there. Coming towards the stadium. Oh, he's a bit wide. Will that allow Don to go? Because if Don stays in front of Xmart here, he may be able to gain an extra place on Argent and gain what he needs to gain at the minute. Final lap, says Welshie. What a race one we've had here. Brilliant action. Top 7 qualifies. So far, Kieran is hanging on to that top 7 by the skin of his teeth. Let's stay with Xmart. Kieran's got another lap. Let's stay with Xmart here. He's about to cross the line and he's about to take a win on his debut race here at Simplay Motorsport. And what a job this guy has done. 9 seconds is his gap to Kelly. He was behind Kelly, pitted early, put the wets on. Great strategy for him. With Fury not scoring points, this really helps him out. Xmart then, he's going to win for Team Pro Lassie. KLF 900, 9 seconds back. He's coming around the double right-hander. Is this going to be a Team Pro Lassie and a Team Pro Laps 1-2 here? It surely looks like it now. Kelly's on the home stretch. Kelly, if he was here, it's another podium on a Simplay event. It's P2 for the man after his win last week. NJ, what a cracking drive. He's going to get a 3rd place. He's been brilliant. Where Dean and Kieran have messed up, NJ's kept his cool and has got the podium then for P3. Stealth Sloth, easy as you like, 8 seconds back to Nicky. That looks like it's going to be a P4 for him. Good flash of the lights there. Nicky then P5. He's going to get that 5th place. Not the best of races for Nicky. He was running with X-Martin Kelly early on, but maybe a bit of damage and a few mistakes in the wet. Nicky then crosses the line. P5. Dean Wasaki won't be able to qualify for the next races. He's going to get 6th. But Liam, I think this man will tell you the same. What could have been?
Yeah, definitely. Just need to cut out those little mistakes, like we've already says. Just stay consistent.
Yeah. Aidan Bennett, this track's not fun in the dry, Gary, let alone the wet. BT Targa. Yes, X-Martin Kelly, great comeback, Nicky. Welshie, well done, great race. Well done, winner, chicken dinner. Dean then flashing the lights for a P5. What a strong performance then from Dean. DJ Phil's going to flash the lights. The McLaren boys kind of crossing the line together. That'll be P10 for DJ Phil. Smithy then will be P11 as he's about to cross the line next up. So a good set of points for Smithy. 5 more. Where's Argent then? Is Argent going to hang on to that P7? I tell you what, just by the skin of his teeth, Argent will get the P7 to mean that he can't qualify. Daniel Francis will get P8. Don Productions will get the P9. And what an absolute crazy race there. Just incredible. As we're just awaiting Don then to cross the line. Great drive from X-Mark Kelly and NJ for the podium. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Don't worry, Sooty. The Cora will be in safe hands. I think the Cora will do all right here, Phil. And I'm not just saying that because I enjoy it. I think it will do all right. There you go then. Who then set the fastest lap of the race? 42.4 for X-Mart. 41.6 for Daniel Francis. 41.4 for Don. 41.4 Don Productions, because it's not giving. What's Disco McDisco Face's fastest lap, Liam? It's not showing me his time.
It was a 140.2.
So there we go then. Disco McDisco Face will claim the fastest lap of the race. We're going to get the top 3 in for a quick interview, and then we'll be right back with qualifying 2 and this second race. So guys, don't go anywhere. Get the top 3 in, Boz.
Was it NJ?
X-Mart, NJ, and
it's not coming up with NJ for me.
Right, so I'll sort NJ. I'll get NJ in. X-Mart Kelly, get in. I'll get NJ in. You get X-Mart Kelly.
Right, that's fine. Right. While we're in thinking, I'm going to run downstairs very quickly.
Yeah, I went to the toilet myself as well. You're the light sky shining.
I got.
Alright, bud. We're not live at the minute, mate. Just on a break.
Yeah, got it.
Good start, mate.
God, that was... Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Jesus, that was like driving on, I don't know, jelly, ice, whatever. come up with a screen that's got online championship created, participating. It's got slots 2 of 6, 3 of 6, 4 of 6.
Yeah, we're on a. This is how we run it on here, so it's.
Oh, do I not do I do anything?
No, you just wait for another invite to go out, buddy. Although.
Oh, got it, mate. Got it.
Looks like.
Mate, that was awesome. I really loved the way that you do it. You know,
Cheers, bud.
really mix it up.
Why won't it let me
Well done,
change?
guys. On your first and second.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Kelly.
There was a bit of a push and a shove there, NJ, in the first lap.
That was? Yeah, I thought, oh no, fucking hell, don't take each other out.
I presume you just got kind of tagged to me and...
Oh, we're going to have to do it then.
I can't actually remember. I think I went in...
You come down the right-hand side on the long straight, and then you came across and nudged me and pushed me on the grass. I presume that you just got kind of caught me and hooked up a little bit.
I can't remember now. I'll have to watch it back.
Yeah.
But I apologise anyway if I...
it's all right, mate. It's all right. I'll just mark your card. It's no problem.
Kieran,
We'll put you on the wall chart. NJ, black mark.
Kieran gave used to a bit of a lunge, didn't he, at one stage, Kelly?
Kieran?
Yeah, fucking hell.
No, I didn't see. Oh no, yeah. Kieran had. Was that you as well, NJ? Was that you and Kieran?
No, Kieran and Nikki was the two that come past you.
Side of the track.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Him and Dean just kept dropping it, didn't they?
So every time it's hitting the puddle and just...
Right, I'm just going to pop to the toilet quickly.
just spinning off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah. Let him do it, innit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going wet to dry this time, aren't we?
I believe so.
Roll on the dry then.
Is it definitely wet to dry, or is it
Qualifying's
wet
to dry.
Qualifying's wet to dry. Yeah.
Well done, guys.
Race forecast, I don't say.
Thank you, Liam.
Cheers, Liam.
No problem.
I'm going to nip to the loo a minute while we sort ourselves out a sec.
The race don't say it's going to be wet.
No, well, it says 5 laps. I don't think he's finished setting it up. Yeah, that was hard work.
That was. I don't know what happened to all the original front runners. There's Disco Face and Fury.
Yeah, I did some practice on light rain, and then my setup there was for light rain. But that was proper heavy rain.
That was heavy rain.
That was normal rain, I believe.
Yeah,
Was it?
Light rain, that is.
Oh, was it?
No,
like
that was that was more than light rain,
Nah, that
mate,
was.
because I
Mate,
practiced in light rain.
mate, that was set
Was
to light
it?
rain. Yeah, seriously, mate.
Really?
That was set to light rain, mate. Seriously.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was. What you call it, rain?
It collected a lot more than light rain when I did on the practice.
Me and Dan tested last night. Tested the rain a bit longer, and we said the same thing last night.
The puddles are bigger on this one, and just aquaplaning.
Just need bigger kahunas, Mark, that's all.
Yeah. Oh, they went years ago, mate. They went in my 30s.
Right, so
Are we in this chat because you're doing a bit of a chat with the
do like
podium
a
people?
interview? We got 3, 2, 1. So like we'll get to you last, buddy. Who's not in?
Very slick. I love it.
Smithy's not yet in, is he? $15 out of 18. We should have a full 16 colour grid. Who am I missing? Smithy,
Wait, what's the matter, Matt?
Leon Fernie.
Anyway,
Yes, top 7 from qualify, so.
that's right. So race is wet to dry.
Yeah.
God, I hope it's drier than a little bit drier than it was just a minute ago. That's going to be an interesting start. Yeah, what was that all about? I don't know. I tell you what, I didn't look at any of my lap times all the way through that race. I was so busy just trying to keep it in a straight line.
Oh. Disco's asking if he can press.
Oh shit. Disco needs an invite. That's the other one. Because they appear themselves offline, you don't see who's on. Yeah, because Smithy's just got in. So Fury's in. Daniel Franson, Smithy's in, Neil's in. Don's in,
Oh yeah,
Stuff's
because
in.
there's those two as well, isn't there? I've just thought of that.
This is going to be a Fury pole then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mind
Fury.
you, we'll see in the wet. Yeah.
No points for him.
Excellent.
I think Disco needs an invite, Matt.
I've sent him one.
Alright. Just saying because he messaged.
Just
I
text him.
think I did alright on comms so far. Even though
Kieran.
my voice is.
Kieran's just said, felt I had the pace to catch Kelly. But
Sorry, what was that?
Kieran's just said, felt I had the pace to catch Kelly, but wet weather got the best of me. No, Kieran. Oh, I was loving it. It was as if the rain came, and a lot of people had just been like, "Oh fuck, what do I do?"
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I couldn't pit. I couldn't pit. I went out lap extra because Nicky was in the pits doing damage, so I had to go a lap extra on the slicks. Oh my god! Mind you, come into the race, it was like driving on slicks anyway.
So what did you say, Kelly, on qualifying? The top 5 don't qualify. Is that,
No,
is that
top
right?
7.
Top 7. Okay, got it.
We do
Yeah, just sit back.
we do half the grid depending on how many start the race.
Yeah.
So, and then you'll be randomly whatever the PlayStation sorts you out as a random grid position. So you could
Got
be
it
last,
for the last
or you
lot.
could be,
Yeah.
could be 8th.
I've sent it. Yeah. Well, the weather, because we do it live weather, it was sort of like really wet, and then sort of to dry up as the evening went on. So I thought that's how we try and do it. Yeah. Right. So just lay on 30 now. That's So. Four slots. No, 1 slot of rain and 3 slot of dry. Right, I'm gonna get going. Right, so we'll start with Neil, and then we'll go to Kelly and yourself, Martin.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
My fastest friend is you, Mark.
Yeah.
1:37.5.
Oh, cool.
You won't be doing that today.
Dean's just texted me, Liam. Thought I had that.
He messages me every time we have a bit of a race together.
Okay, honestly. Right, we're going to go back live.
Okay.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, for the second race of the evening. The final race tonight for these Pro-Am boys. What a first race that was. The wet conditions and people dropping it a few times. And we've got our three in the top three in the chat now for a quick interview. But I'm just going to take you through the championship standings. X-Mart with his first race win on his debut here at Simplay. 25 points straight out the bag. But Fury leads now only by 1 point from Kelly. NJ's 4 behind with Don Productions, only 8 behind them too. So it's tight at the top at the moment. Nicky's there with Stolsoff and DJ Phil, but Kieran and Dean, maybe they could have gained more points to progress up the table. X-Mart already sitting mid-pack, so what a start to his campaign. And Team Prolapse leading the Constructors' Championship as well by 3 points, with Forever Forward not having the best of starts race 1. We're going to start with MJ. Neil, great first race. You just seemed to pick drivers off one by one. You had a bit of a battle with Kieran and Dean at one stage, and they seemed to keep making the mistakes.
Yeah, well, basically, rain like that, the puddles just build up, and you just got to take your time and not drive too hard, and that's all I was doing. And when they were just trying to race me, I was just fine, let them race me, and they just kept hitting the puddles, spinning out.
I was going to say, you're taking your form from Daytona last week where you got a second and a fourth. P3 this week. It's really sort of done you the world of good at the moment, hasn't it, these last couple of results?
Well, yeah, they have basically. I've just learnt to relax a little bit more, and instead of, last season kept getting angry with myself and not doing very well and spinning out, just got to take it with a bit of fun, really.
Yeah. Race 2, what can you do from by the back?
Just bide my time. Hopefully when the dry weather finally comes, just do my best, really.
Well, wish you the best luck, buddy. We'll let you get back to it.
Thank you very much.
Kelly, then, you say every time you race a Simplay event, you're always on the podium. Well, that's another one you can tick off your list.
Every meeting so far, I'm liking that form. Yep.
Second place, mate. You had that measure of X-Mart in the dry. Strategy didn't play the way you wanted it to, with obviously Nicky being in the pits a lot longer than what you'd have liked. Yeah. Is that what caused you to drop behind Martin and lose that time to him?
I think Martin. I think Mark was being nice on me to start with, because he wasn't attacking me. I had to go a lap longer on the slicks because my teammate Nicky was in the pits and was dealing with damage, so I couldn't go in at the same time. So I had to go round and do another lap on the slicks. So yeah, that lost me a lot of time. But to be honest with you, Matt, if someone had said, "Will I take second place?" Yeah, all day long. So I'm happy with the result, and it was absolutely soaking out there.
Yeah, obviously conditions not looking great at the minute for qualifying. You've got to be happy with your pace though, Kelly. Podium every sort of round you've turned up at this season, and it's put you right on Fury's tail with Fury not scoring points.
Absolutely, and we've said before, I have, and I don't think Nicky has got the pace of Fury, so we have to wait for Fury to make mistakes and just be able to capitalise on those mistakes, which we certainly did this evening. We outscored Forever Forward. I believe what did you just say? We're top of the constructors at the moment? Yeah, top of the constructors at the moment, yeah. Yeah, brilliant. I wasn't expecting that after halfway through round 3, so again, we just need to take the momentum forward. That's the prize we're looking at, is constructors. Well,
what can you do from race 2, buddy?
Who knows? Let's wait and see. And again, just like Neil said, I'm going to relax, take my time, and try and make good judgment calls and see where we end up. But it could be a bit of a lottery.
Well, we'll wish you the best of luck, mate.
Thank you, mate.
We've got first-time race winner on his debut here in competitive racing for Simplay. X-Mart on the podium, not only on the podium, on the top step.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Good to be here. Yeah, tricky race, but yeah, well pleased with that. Thanks.
How was the race? Obviously, you was sort of in between Kelly and Nicky early doors. Disco and Don seem to have checked out up front, and you've chipped away that in the wet conditions.
Yeah, I think that's the optimum word there, chipped away. I mean, yeah, I was in kind of 4th place for a period of time, was behind Kelly. We were kind of matching each other's pace, and I didn't want to, make any lunges on him. He's a good mate of mine, so, got to bear that in mind. And, he's a match to be had at the end of the day. But I just took my time, waited for the pit stops, then the rain came, and it was tricky, mate. Absolutely tricky.
Obviously, the rain looks like it's got a bit worse for the start of the second race. Is it just more of the same? Keep your sort of self a bit clean at the start, wait for the pit stops again, or?
Yeah, great question. I think we've learnt a lot. We should have learnt a lot from the last race, just to take it easy and know where the puddles are, and not to come in too tight on some of the apexes where a lot of the puddles are collecting. So it's just take it easy. Don't really, gun it, and just be careful, really. So I think we should have learnt a lot from that, and then hopefully, see how it goes later on in the race.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, mate. We'll let you get back to it.
Cheers, Matt. Thanks a lot.
So, Liam, 3 guys very, very happy with their performance in that first race, and wanting to do a bit more of the same in race 2.
Oh yeah, you can't blame them, to be fair. Wanting to do better.
Now, looking at this here, Alfie and Dan and Aidan still not done a lap. We have got 15 guys in. Not got Leon Fernie in. Not been able to get him back into the session. Wi-Fi problems, which was why he retired. But at the minute, it's not Fury on pole like a lot of people was probably expecting, Liam. It's Disco McDisco Face.
Oh yeah, shock to me, to be fair. From especially season 1, with the Mercedes, the BMW didn't look too good in the wet.
Obviously full setup, so now you're talking obviously back to the hands of Mazda, aren't you?
Oh yeah, back to Van. We know he's a good driver, and I'm a bit shocked with not being able to drive the BMW amazingly in the wet.
Oh, we'll have to wait too. We're joined by a special guest though at the minute. Craig, aka Little Each, has joined us in the box. Craig, what did you make to that first race?
It was quite interesting. As soon as the rain started to fall, there was a few cars spinning out.
I bet you're licking your lips if it's going to be wet tomorrow night, aren't you? That Porsche looks quite nice.
Yeah, it should be quite good. Should be quite fun.
Disco McDisco Face then currently on pole with Fury P2. Don's gone up into 3rd. Sorry, Don's just dropped 3rd from Fury, sorry. DJ Phil is 4th. Smithy 5th, Aidan 6th. Still not seen Alfie and Daniel Francis set a time yet. But when they do, they should obviously go above the current 7 that can't qualify, as Aidan's gone back to the pits. He won't get another lap, or he can just get another lap in, but it's going to be tough from him from here. Craig, you expecting more of the same with rain still around for race 2?
Oh, the first couple of laps will be definitely interesting.
Yeah. Who have we got then? Alfie's crossed the line. He's now started a lap, so really could do with finishing his lap here. Daniel Francis, where's he on a lap?
Oh,
he's there, coming into the stadium now. Struggled tonight, Liam, as Daniel in the change of car.
Yeah, he just needs time to learn the car, to be fair.
You said off air that he should have done it last week before Daytona.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Do you think I would have given him more time to learn that car for this week?
It would have given him a lot more time to learn it for this week. He would have had a safer bet. Oh.
Fury, sorry, dear Liam. Fury's just gone quickest by 1/10 of a second from Disco McDisco Face. Oh, he's not going to improve this time around, as he's off at turn 1. So where is Disco? DJ Phil as well won't improve. He's in the pits. Only Alfie needs to set a time. So here is Disco McDisco Face, and can he take pole? Alfie needs to set a time to not start at the back. It will put Dean Wasocki 15th place then, at the back of the pack. Looking at the chat then, evening all, says Bethany and Duff in such apex. I will do, Phil. I'll try my best. Been struggling around here. Evening Beth says such as well. This should be fun, says Dean, and I hate rain, says Aidan. I don't think it's many people's favourite. Craig, are you a rain lover?
I don't mind the rain, to be fair. It makes it more interesting, a bit more technical to drive, so it's good fun.
Especially when your brother gives you the good setups like the other season at Daytona, right?
Well, there is that. I said, well, that's the pit tactics, shall we say?
Here comes Disco. Then he's rounding the 2 final corners. And what can he do? Can he improve on his time? This time round, only needs a 10th, so not a lot he needs to improve on. And what's it going to be as he crosses the line? Not good enough. Alfie then to set a lap. Can he get a lap on the board to make sure that he doesn't start on the back row? He crosses the line now and gets a lap on the board. So Dean Wasocki then will start 15th. Argent will start 14th. Exmont 13th. Nicky 12th. KLF 11th. NJ 10th. And Stealth Sloth P9. So interesting to watch them guys come from the back of the grid. For Dean, going to be a struggle. Here comes Daniel Francis. Still, oh no, he's going to cross the line to be the first one to finish and improves to P4. So a bit of an improvement late on there for himself. I'm sure he'll take that one at this moment in time. Everybody else just coming to the end of their qualifying. Fury's done, DJ's done, Aiden's done, Daniel's done, as we know. So it's going to be Smithy to finish first. Currently sat P6. Couple of seconds if he improves, he'll be above DJ Phil. Craig, in your road car?
Yeah, well, it's still got the same engine. Should just go just as quick.
Fury, Disco's gone into the pit, so he's not going to improve. Smithy looking quite nice through this last part of the track here into the stadium section. Running over the curbs nicely. Brakes in a straight line. And you hear him just feathering that throttle through, Liam, the final couple of corners there. Oh, just touches a bit more curb. Body to fly. Oh, that's really hurt his run. Just got on the curb there. He's backed out that one then, so just Alfie and Don. Alfie and Don. Alfie's not going to improve. Don then will set the last time. Oh, Don's 2.3 down, so he's not really going to improve from that either. So Fury then on pole for this one. Don's going to start himself P3. Alfie 8th. DJ Phil is 5th. Daniel Francis is 4th. 2 4th places for Daniel Francis. 6th for Smithy.
All bit touchy there.
NJ's last 3 qualifyings, Liam, get this, and 2 of them he's not been able to qualify for, have all been 10th place, and he's still managed to come away with 2nd, 3rd and 4th in his last 3 races as well, so not bad going. Aiden then 7th place, and Fury will bag his 3rd pole position of the season then. So Fury on pole from Disco and Disco Face. Don 3rd, Daniel 4th, DJ Phil in 5th with Smithy 6th, Aiden 7th, Alfie 8th, and then the non-qualifiers, Stealth Sloth in 9th, NJ 10th, KLF 11th with Nicky 12th, so the teammates lining up alongside each other. Xmart 13th with Kieran Argent and Dean Wasocki at the back on his own. So what can he's probably in the best position to sort of stay out of the carnage here. Wet start to this race. Craig, who are you tipping?
Tipping, maybe Disco. He knows how to drive it. It's a hard car to drive, but he seems to know how to drive it. As long as you don't spin in the wet, it should be alright.
Daniel Francis in the chat saying that I did suggest to Karen we change a week early. He was meant to test it, didn't have time, he said. So what a shame for Daniel, because he could have got some good points around Daytona. As it stands then, Team Prolapse leading the way, or if you Garrett, Team No Laps. And we can tell you, Liam, that it was Dom Productions taking his double points tonight and was running well in race 1. He won't want to jump the start here like he did in race 1. The front 3 are exactly the same as what they was for race 1. He's not going to want to jump this start, is he?
No, he doesn't. He wants to get as many points, maybe stay in 3rd. That should give him however many points.
About 18 I think it is. Yeah, 15 points, sorry. Typical Cam, to be fair, says Ironblue Racing. Maze Gamer, well done, Fury, in the chat. We are just awaiting these boys to change the last setup. Fury, make sure you've got enough fuel in the car this time. And we'll be awaiting them to be away. Liam, who are you tipping for this second race?
I would have said Fury, but after last race, I'd have to maybe give it to one of the Porsches.
We'll have to wait and see them 3 red lights. And we're green here for the final time tonight in the Pro-Am at Hockenheim. And look at the start. Oh, Smithy and Aiden and Phil, Stealth Sloth and Daniel Francis all off the line have put the power down too eager and have lost the rear. Disco leads and into turn 1 from Fury. Don got away well as well, but kept hold of his 3rd place. And I tell you what, I said if you did, be patient going into turn 1. Here comes Don up the inside of the Beamer, and the Beamer's lost it under braking as well. So he's struggling into turn 2, and Don now up into 2nd place. Alfie, good start up into 3rd. Nicky's 5th, with NJ up into 6th place as well from by the back. The Beamer already struggling. The Beamer's off in the background. Oh, and he's took NJ with him. Oh, what a shame. It's took NJ with him then. So not the start that these boys would have wanted. And Disco's rolling onto the track. These guys have got to be careful. He pulls it out the way. But at the minute, it's Fury from Don, Alfie, Nicky, Kelly, Kieran, Dean, Xmart, DJ Phil and Aiden, your top 10. Nicky just a bit cautious breaking in towards the hairpin. But Fury is checked out front, Liam.
Yeah. Let's just hope he can keep that, because he would be wanting to get some points, especially after retiring from race 1. Iron
Brew Racing saying, and they part like the Red Sea in the chat. And they just put too much throttle down at the start. Oh, now that's has Kieran tapped Nicky? Dean has certainly tapped the rear of Kieran. Sits there and lets Kieran go. So lets Kieran regain that place. That may not give him as bad a penalty. He's now pulled onto the grass. I'm not sure what Dean is doing. Total carnage, says May's Gamer. Dean obviously clearly late on the brakes into the back of Kieran. Did Kieran tap the Prolapse car? Not sure. But already we're seeing guys struggling in these really wet conditions, Craig. Obviously, I know you're a bit behind on the stream, but guys already struggling.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Yeah, I was probably well, I shouldn't have tipped the BMW off the start, to be honest.
I'm sure Mazda knows exactly how Disco feels in that BMW in the wet. But Fury and Don have checked out front. Alfie then, who obviously had problems with his PSN last week, wasn't able to get him for race 1 this week. He's on the podium at the minute, but he's got Kelly right behind him. Kelly, after 1 lap, is already up to 4th. He's got Xmart, Nicky and Argent right behind him, but as Argent we saw in race 1 is too inconsistent in that Mercedes, keeps making little errors, and that's what's costing him there then. Oh, he's a bit twitchy coming through turn 1. I'm kind of turning my head there, just waiting for the camera to turn around, but it obviously doesn't do that. It's a game, it's not real life. Sargent then is past Nicky at turn 1, battle in the background as well between DJ, Phil, Aiden and Dean. And I think Aiden's got that one done on Phil. No, he hasn't. He's now under pressure from Dean. Aiden was attacking one McLaren. He's now under pressure from the other McLaren. Wet to dry race, we do believe. It's meant to dry up towards the end of this one, so it's going to be interesting to see when the rain decides to stop and how quickly the track will start to dry. Who's going to pit when? Obviously pit window lap 6. Damaged cars aren't going to pit early on. Fury leads this race. I say damaged cars aren't going to pit early on. Disco's in at the end of lap 1, so he's got to pit again in this race. Oh, and Phil's round just taps Aiden, and has Dean managed to get around the both of them? Yes, he has. Aiden couldn't get the power down. Phil obviously lost the rear there, and that's a good manoeuvre from Dean. He's back up into 8th place, Liam.
Oh, brilliant. That's what he wants to be doing. Passing the cars, just making sure he keeps it safe, planted on track.
Kieran here then. Merc on Merc here. Xmart ahead of Kieran. Race 1 winner versus 2-time winner last season, and Kieran Argent, like London buses if you ask me, but he's trying and he's just struggling a little bit to get round that right-hander, as Dean then has got past Nicky round the outside of Nicky. This McLaren, Liam, you said looks good in the wet. Dean was too inconsistent race 1, but is he now just starting to show how good the McLaren actually is? Oh, what has happened?
Hopefully so.
Nicky's off. Nicky, I think he's off. He's dropping down the order.
Oh.
Yeah, he's lost out to Aidan Bennett and Stealth Sloth, and Daniel Francis is down to P12, and we've lost Disco.
Oh no. Oh,
Disco with Disco face for no reason. The game has put me on the hard tyre. Why did that happen? So he's going to score no points in this second race, and Daniel Francis has had a spin. Craig, you know about starting on hards or dry tyres in wet conditions, don't you, mate?
That's great fun, mate. Still come home to win. It's not bad going.
DJ Phil then in the McLaren, really eyeing up a move on his teammate here, gaining on the back of him. So who's that? Is that Kieran? No, that's Fury. Fury struggling for pace, and Don Productions looking around the outside at the hairpin. Can he get it done in the Audi? Fury through the puddle. Don has to go a bit wider, and Don, I think, being on the power that bit earlier, has got the move done. So Fury now starting to struggle here. The Mercedes, we're starting to see make them few mistakes. Alfie's right on the back of them, as is Kelly. X-Mart in the background as well. Fury's coming back at Don around the outside. Brakes a lot later than what Don did. And is he going to get that one done? I think he has, you know, but Don's still there. He's still giving him a bit of hassle. Tucks back in behind does Don now. Now towards the stadium section. Don's touched the puddle, and round he goes. Just clips the wall. That's going to promote Alfie and Kelly. So Don there What a shame, because he was looking good here, and now he's got to wait and wait for the traffic to come past. Argent's through. We're not with Don at the moment. I think, is Dean just going to get past him here? No, I don't think he will. I don't think Dean's got the legs. No, the Audi managing to keep hold of P6. What a shame for Don, because he was looking like he was giving Fiori a good run for his money there. Kelly then back on the podium here, and Alfie also on the podium in that Ferrari. That Ferrari going good guns.
Yeah, definitely making up from what it was shown to be last season.
Yeah, Dan obviously struggling. That Ferrari, Alfie making it look brilliant at the moment. Alfie, 30 points off the title, but that's not going to matter when you're doing well so far. You quickly make them points back. And for Kelly here, P3 at the moment, he will not be disgruntled with this. Smithy then has come out the pits, or is being lapped by Fiori. Obviously, back markers don't have to move out the way, so Fiori's got to get past Smithy here. And while Smithy's just kind of nursing that car around, the rain looks like it's slowly easing up, Liam.
Yeah, this is where you might be able to start seeing your cars be less unstable.
Disco not happy in the chat, and obviously with every right to be. You know, he had the pace. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's Smithy, who's had a bit of a problem there. So maybe losing it at the hairpin. Then Kelly now needs to get back on the back of Alfie. Smithy's trying to keep it side by side with Kelly as they come into the left-hander. Alfie's just gapped KLF a little bit. Smithy now tucks back in behind Kelly. Oh, and Smithy, oh, he's lit it up, he's lit the rears up and manages to just avoid Kelly there. And is this going to allow X-Mart through? The rain really looks like it's slowing down, and Smithy just struggling a little bit, Craig. Obviously, you'll be seeing that in just a moment. Alfie has a problem as well, as here comes Kelly, and here comes X-Mart. Kelly's going to sail through, oh, and X-Mart turns in, but Alfie's there, and he runs a little wide now after a tap with Alfie, and Alfie's kept his position, and he's trying to go around the outside of Kelly into the stadium. Oh, and he gives Kelly just a little bump. Liam Owen and Owen as he goes along tonight, but Alfie just tapping the rear end of Kelly as well as catching X-Mart there. Kieran's now up into fourth. Now again, what's happened to Dean? He's lost out to DJ Phil. He's struggling. He's dropped the car again somewhere. Car looks in good nick at the minute. We're on lap 4, and if you ask me, the rain stopped. Nope, still spitting. No, it's spitting a bit.
I think regardless if it's spitting or not, you still got your track wet as it is anyway. To be fair, it just means the track's going to hopefully dry up a bit.
Yes, Disco, the pit window does still happen in the wet race, the same as the dry race. It's not going to change as Alfie looking a bit later than Kelly on the brakes there, and he's had to back out. That X-Mark trying to get back on the pace. Now, what's happened to Argent? Argent's dropped down behind Don, so Don's on a bit of a charge. The rain looks like it stopped. It looks like it's brightening up here. DJ Phil is on the back of Argent. Dean's obviously a bit behind these. There he is. So Dean and Argent again, Craig, same as race 1, they keep losing the car, and it's costing them big time.
That is, yeah. I don't know. He's going well the first couple of laps, and it just seems to go off.
Kieran then.
The same for Merc.
The Merc doesn't feel strong around here. Kieran looking up the inside of DJ Phil. Can he get that Merc stopped in time? No! He's gone a bit straight and has to force DJ Phil a little wide. And in fact, DJ Phil has to pretty much come to a standstill. But he's through in the end. Manages to get it stopped. Smithy in the pits. He'll have to pit again. Pit window exists unless the weather changes enough that you need to change tyres. For example, if it starts raining, says Peaceful Explosion. As Alfie then is now falling more into the clutches of X-Mart here. We are down to 14 drivers after losing Disco. Aiden's got ahead of Nicky. Nicky's down in 13th. Daniel's up to 11th. Now then, can Argent pull away from DJ Phil? Will he continue to make mistakes? Don, kind of in no man's land at the minute, making progression on catching X-Mart. And he's pulling away from these guys here. Kieran's dropping DJ Phil a bit, and Alfie's lost the rear of the car and slides along the circuit. Oh, and he just taps X-Mart. I don't know what that was. I don't know whether it was just a bit of a slide, and Don has to take a void in action. X-Mart stays still after flicking it around, and Don now back up to P4. That's twice X-Mart's got close to Alfie, and twice they've made contact, which has cost X-Mart in this one. Elgin has dropped DJ Phil. Dean was only just behind Phil. He's lost a bit more time to them. He's now 2.8 off the back of DJ Phil. We're on lap 6, so the guy starting lap 6 can pit from now. Fiori, though, is checked out in front, and Kelly second going with him. Argent very wide and onto the grass. He's going to be well to keep that one. But at the minute, Exmart can't seem to get past Alfie without having to just have a bit of a clip of him here or there. Don then back up into P4 after a better getaway. Kieran on the grass, and he's gone well off into the wall. Huge damage. DJ, Phil and Dean should get past Argent. In fact, Argent could lose a lot of places. Luckily enough, hang on. That car seemed to be in a precarious position. Was that the reset button there from Argent? We'll have to save the replay at the end, Liam, to see about that one. But I think the reset button was used there.
Oh, don't want to be using the reset button.
You really don't, especially after the rule changed on the reset button. Kieran is not going to be happy chappy with that one then. Exmart trying to gain on the back of Don. Argent then is down in P8 after his spin and maybe carrying some damage to that car. Dean and DJ Phil up in 6th and 7th. Good team points here at the moment. Stelsoff and Aiden not having the best of time. Nicky's not having the strongest of races. Neither is NJ after a bit of a spin with Disco McDisco face early doors. Guys, I can't watch it anymore. I'm too deflated. Yeah. Lucky there, Disco, mate. We hope to see you tomorrow night. Obviously for the Pro Series live at 8 where Craig and Liam will be taking the likes of Gary and Mazda and Keegs and everybody else on. Dan Davis as well. They'll be all looking to battle it out. As Alfie again's lost the rear. Oh, and he's struggling really bad. Now he's come back onto the racing line. Now that's a little bit dangerous if you ask me. He's gone wide. He's got serious damage here. He's managed not to catch anybody there, but he's driven straight onto the racing line, and Don has flew past Alfie then. Alfie then losing time. What has happened to Exmart? He's had a problem. Dean and DJ Phil have got past.
Oh,
So
mate,
Exmart's had a problem. Kieran didn't pit that lap.
So
I tell you why Kieran didn't pit. He's waiting for the dry tyres. I think he's waiting for the end.
the question is, would that be the best idea?
I've only just noticed there's been a change for the lead.
Oh, it's Kelly.
Kelly leads the race by 4.5 seconds. Sorry, I've not seen that one. Kelly leads from Fury. Don's catching Fury now. Alfie's still on the back of Don. Oh, Craig, what do you make of this second race?
Oh, it's interesting to say the least. It's chopping and changing. To be fair, Don's doing well to come back to third.
Yeah, he's having a good drive, isn't he, at the moment? That Audi doesn't seem to be doing so bad, does it?
Well, I was speaking to him race one, and apparently it weren't turning into the corners in the wet, but he seems to sort it out for this race.
Let's hope that is the case and that he can carry on progressing through the field, obviously taking his double points. He won't score big in this second race. That's Smithy, who's off there then, gets that rejoined as Fury gets past. Don then is approaching Smithy now. And Smithy, quite rightly, just runs it out onto the gravel before getting in Don's way as Aiden and Daniel Francis come into the pits then at the end of lap 6. Fury stays out, as does Kelly. Now, how quick will this track dry? That's the question. Kelly has been caught quite a bit by Fury on that last lap. Then Dan and Aiden go a lap down at the moment. Lap 8 we're on of 18 here, and it's Kelly from Fury from Don. Alfie's in the pits at the end of lap 7 then. So what will he go to? This promotes Dean and DJ Phil to 4th and 5th. They've got Exmart and Argent behind. Stealth Sloth running in P9. He can't pit at the minute due to Aiden being in the pits. And Argent there, the damage on the front of that Merc looks quite serious, but he's carrying on at the moment. Is he waiting for the track to dry out a bit more? Maybe put the slicks on.
It doesn't look like the car's actually handling too bad, to be fair.
No, he's up on his delta, but obviously the track drying all the time. Daniel Francis, who's just pitted, has been off. Exmart giving him a quick flash of the lights as the 3 Mercs are coming through here. Look at the 2 McLarens. Dean catching on DJ Phil. And Daniel Francis has let Exmart through, and Argent is up his inside as well. Here's Dean Wysocki gaining on his teammate. Has it not changed both your tyres? Not sure what Ironbury Racing is saying there in the chat, but I don't know who it's aimed at. But either way, Fury gaining on the back of Kelly here. Porsche versus Mercedes. And it's about being consistent. Then puddles are formed. It's about getting that dry line now, Craig, into it, and pitting as late as you dare.
You've got to be consistent. As soon as the track dry out, just go, take it steady. Probably, what lap are we on now?
Lap 8.
8.
Probably lap 3 in pit. Lap 10, 11 maybe. Should be dry enough with some slicks.
No spray coming through that final part of the track until Fury gets close to the curb, and he's all over the back of Kelly as they're coming down the straight. There doesn't seem to be much spray, Liam, there either, as he hit a load of spray now, and a lap time starting to come into the 1 minute 40s. The track maybe just starting to dry out a little bit, so is Craig right? 2 laps here. Kelly goes defensive. Fury has to kick up all the cones, and Kelly now gives him the space as he's managed to keep it up the inside. Great move that from Fury after a good little battle with Kelly. He's now got to be consistent to outscore Kelly here. He's got to get the points on the board that he lost in race 1. Don still P3. He's just dropped off the back of these guys a little bit over the last lap, whereas DJ Fell and Dean was both quicker than Don last time around. Dean now really on the back of his teammate 7/10. Any team orders to say they're going to change position? Wonder what this is going to be. Dean's had a spin. He's lost the rear. Here comes X-Mart and Kieran. They're both going to get past Dean then and go up into 6th and 5th themselves as NJ comes into the pits from P9 at the end of lap 8. What can he do progressing through the field? Back with Kelly then. He's already nearly a second behind Fury. But Liam, this track, as Fury's wide. Fury's very wide. Here comes Kelly to have a go at him. Back into the lead goes Kelly. This track, Liam, it looks very patchy. If we just go on the roof cam, we have to get a bit of a better idea of the track. So you can see it is drying, Liam.
Kelly. The question is it ready for the slicks?
I don't think it's quite ready just yet. Craig said lap 10. That's one more lap. It could be ready in a lap, you know, if you can keep it on the racing line. It's not looking too greasy.
You can kind of see that shine, if I'm going to be honest.
There is a bit, but there's also, you know, there's a lot that's not there. Who's that coming into pits? That's Aiden pitting again here. Not the second race for Aiden. Then, unfortunately for him, Kelly then is away. Fury really hot on his heels now, on the brakes, tries to go over the AstroTurf a little bit. Both touching the turn 1 curb, don't run over the exit curb that much. Brilliantly done. Now Kelly covers off a bit more than he did last time as they head towards turn 2. NJ and Aiden still in. Oh, well, Aiden's just come in. NJ still in the pits, and Fury's going to drive right round the outside of Kelly, is he? No, Kelly's managed to keep it there and just manages to get that car in front of Fury then as they hit the puddles. Now, this was the bad bit last night in testing, but the spray really becoming less and less each lap they go. You see them just starting to kick it up. Fury touching the curbs. You don't want to be there. He's kept it on the inside again. And I tell you what, that's brilliant driving from Fury. Has he got it stopped in time? He has. Smithy into the pits at the end of lap 9.
These two having a right battle.
Yeah, brilliant little scrap this. DJ Phil still 4th. He's now on the back of Don, so Don's really started to struggle since the rain has stopped. And DJ Phil's now on the back of Don, but we'll stay with this a second as Fury side by side with Kelly now gives Kelly the room. In fact, he's got the job done on Kelly. X-Mark Kieran are together. Don and DJ Phil are together. Dean's dropped a couple of seconds off the back of Argent. Then as we've still got 14 runners, lap 10 of 18. Craig said lap 10, maybe come in, think of the slick tyre. Oh, who's that? Don's had a spin. Don's had a moment. That's allowed Phil through onto the podium. There goes X-Mart. There goes Kieran. Where's Dean? He was a bit behind. He's still a little bit behind the Don, but he'll be up to a bit more racing speed than what Don Productions will. And round he goes now. So Don then drops down to P6. Can he get that car hooked up? When is it time for people to come in and put the slick tyres on? That's the big question. Where's the puddles? X-Mart very wide. Kieran around the outside. Craig, great little battle for the lead there, and there's a great battle between the top 6 as well.
Oh, great little battle between the top 6. I reckon Don's tyres, he might have burnt the wets out, you know.
Yeah, I think you might be right, you know. I think it might be time to come in for a new set of slick tyres. Now, Dean looked like he was close to entering the pits. We'll see if that comes up in a moment. Kelly's got back in the lead. Does Dean pit now? I don't think he has. No, it's not came up, so no. Dean hasn't pitted. He just took a different line through that final corner and lost out a bit too much. Don then managing to keep it back on track, using that the damp parts of the track through turn 1 to cool them slicks, their wets down maybe. The Audi looks quick here against the Mercedes, and Dean's sticking with these guys as well. Argent up to 4th, X-Mart's now 5th after his good race 1. With Fury's touched the puddle, somehow manages to keep hold of the rear of the car. But that'll give Kelly a massive gap now, Liam, and it'll let the pressure from Kelly just drop off slightly. Yeah, cheers, Liam.
You what, sorry?
I said, with that little twitch from Fury, Kelly's just had that pressure, just took off him a little bit.
Yeah. It just needs to stay consistent. Fury keeps making the mistakes. Kelly's just going along with his business. Keeps doing that. Like now.
Oh.
Bit wide. If Fury keeps doing that, Kelly's built.
Oh, Fury's round! Fury's round! He's had a huge spin. That's going to really let Kelly off the whistle here. Where's Phil? Phil's nowhere near going to get back to Fury before Fury gets on. So DJ Phil third at the moment. Don's still behind Xmart. Dean's dropped off the back of them guys a little bit. There is Xmart battling with Kieran. You see Don just behind them two, waiting for them to come or make collision or have a spin, have a moment. Don just playing the waiting game so far. And so far so good. If you're... Oh, there's Kieran very wide there. Disco Face leaves the session. What a shame for Disco as well. What could have been for him tonight in 2 races. He could have maybe come away with a win. Dean has lost out a lot of time this lap. I wonder if his tyres are starting to go off as the track is now starting to dry. And Don here isn't really yet. He's starting to drop off the back of these two, but I'm wondering if Craig was right and his tyres have burnt out a little bit, or they're getting to a temperature where they're starting to get a bit too hot.
It's a very much possibility.
Oh, Kieran on the curb. Twitches here. Sorry, Liam.
Not seeing much as spray. I'm seeing it now, obviously, but
yeah, it seems to be round here. That's the major part, doesn't it? And then just towards in a bit of the stadium. Here goes Xmart, makes a move on Kieran. That's that job done. Nicky's coming to the pits at the end of lap 11. Now, is that a decoy for Kelly and to say, right, I'm going to put the slick tyres on. I'll tell you if it's ready, Kelly. I'm not in the best races, whereas you're up for the win here. If you could put the slicks on, Craig, you're more than likely probably going to pull away with this one.
From now, but some corners still look quite spray, but it's definitely dry enough by the looks of it on the stream.
Kieran very, very wide there, and that's Don who says thank you very much, and up the inside he goes for P5. Kieran just starting to struggle deep into a few corners. He's not getting the best of runs. They've really dropped Dean now. Dean has dropped even further back, so struggling is Dean. Nicky then, is he putting them slick tyres on? What a battle, says Maze Gamer. Damn it, Nicky coming out the pits now. There's Kelly about to cross the line, so let's keep our eyes on Nicky's pace. What tyres is Nicky going to be on? We'll keep our eye on that. Fury still 2 seconds behind. No spray at all. Oh, a little bit there. But I tell you what, I think it's enough. I think it's dry enough. Bar this section coming up the straight towards the hairpin, I think it's dry enough, Liam.
I'm having mixed opinions, if I'm going to be honest, Matt. In some parts, I would say go for it. Soft tyre all the way. Or slicks. Whereas, like this part, I would say wet. It's more of a...
I'd say it's more dry. Say it's 70-30 dry.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially by now, if you know where the puddles are, you're going to know where to make your overtakes or not. As Don's on the... Don's on the back of Xmart, sorry, Liam, and then I'll... he was. He's just been on the grass a little bit then, as he's coming through all this spray by turn 3. Daniel Francis back into the pits then. And for Don, he's lost out to Kieran, who's again, Kieran, very deep there. And that's twice in this race now. He's just tapped a car under the brake, and Xmart starting to gain on DJ Phil. Dean in the background, very wide. He's gone to Tesco's or something, I reckon, because he's not even on the circuit anymore. It's almost I shouldn't have changed, but had a crash, but I'm staying on dry. Daniel Francis and he's on the slick tyres. Rainmaster says slicks now, says Dan Davis, aka on Orthodubs in the chat. He says slicks. Craig, based off the stream, are you pitting for the slicks at this stage of the race?
Yeah, if I was Kelly, I'd definitely come in for the pits of the slicks now, yeah. For sure, so, everyone seems to be struggling still on the wets.
I agree. Who's going to get the upper hand now then? Kelly's teammates pitted, so Nicky's not got to come back in, although he is in now. So I'm not sure why he's in. Kelly then, he's got to be the... Fury and Kieran then, they've both got to pit still. So have Dean and DJ Phil. Whereas Don, Xmart, Kelly, their teammates have pitted. In fact, Phil is in at the end of lap 13. So Dean's not going to be able to put the dries on. If Phil puts the slicks on here, this could be a great strategy for that final podium spot from DJ Phil. It's just this bit that seems really wet at the moment. Nicky just went off Stay on the wets, says Iron Brew Racing. Who is the Rainmaster, says Mace Gamer. Apparently it's unorthodox. As Fury tries to go deep into the hairpin. Kelly, bit Jason Plato S gets it stopped, then Stealth Sloth as well into the pit lane. So that's him in at the end of lap 13. And that's Kieran, who's made another mistake. He was on the grass. Don's got the run through, and it's drying on this part of the circuit. A little bit damp still here. I say damp, there's a lot of spray there. A little bit wet still there. And then it stops. So Don back ahead of Kieran. Kieran on the grass again, and he's just struggling, is Kieran. Kieran and Dean tonight have been really disappointing, Liam, in the fact that they're just not consistent enough.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, Kieran's got that damage on the front of the car, but from the looks of it, it's still not repaired.
Well, he's not been in yet, and he's lost a lot of time to Don through that hairpin section. Kelly's been passed by Fury now then. If you're Kelly, do you duck in now for them slick tyres? What do you do? Fury's going to duck in. Kelly's going to do the opposite, so Fury's in the pits. Kelly going for one more lap then. Lap 40. No, Fury's not pitted! Now, what has happened there? Well, he's lost a lot of time to Kelly because he was in the lead, and then it's just decided, was he going to copy what Kelly did, thinking Kelly might pit? And he's not sold Kelly the dummy at all. Kelly regains that lead, and still none of these boys coming into the pits for the slick tyres. Surely you'd be thinking, get yourselves in. Kieran's not pitting either. That's X-Mark coming in. So X-Mark in. Does Dean Wasocki choose to pit? No.
No.
I don't get this here. That Dean could have undercut Kieran. Maybe Don as well. Don's still not pitted yet. Strange one. Strange one for me. But either way, it's Kelly from Fury, from Don, Argent, Dean, X-Mark, Alfie, DJ Phil, Stealth Sloth, NJ, Nicky, Dan, Aiden and Smithy, your 14 drivers. We've lost Disco McDisco Face. Leon Fernie wasn't able to get his connection back on for race 2. We've lost Disco due to starting on the due to the game sort of glitching him out. He says we've put him on the hard tyres. Here is Nicky looking to make a pass on what was the two-time world champs car. Is now NJ's car. Obviously the Leachy Legends changing their livery. Oh, and a bit of a twitch for NJ there. Yeah. Now all these two, what's their pace? Nicky and NJ. NJ 147's quickest last time out. Quicker than anybody was NJ last time out. So I mean, is he on the slicks? It doesn't show slick pace, does it? 147.
No. I mean, that could also have the weather, like the wet track, that could interfere with it a little bit.
Tell you what, Aidan Bennett may as well be camping in the pits today because he's pitted yet again. Nicky is flying now, says Unorthodox. Oh, and that's why Fury though now is into the pits. Lap 15, so he waited a lap to pit. Kelly still hasn't pulled that trigger, and with him leading could have the upper hand here. Now Don, what does Don do? Because if Kelly's wets are going to start to overheat, surely Don has to put them slick tyres on, and he's not. He's staying out. It's too dry, Craig.
Yeah, definitely too dry. They're just going to burn out pretty quickly now, unless they keep trying to go on the dark areas, hit the puddles to cool them down, which is going to slow them down at the same time.
Exactly. Dean Wasocki here. Is he going to pit? Kieran then has not. So Dean has an opportunity. He's not pitted either. So Dean here really hasn't thought about his strategy. Fury's come out just behind Kieran. So great stop from him. X-Mark jumped DJ Phil in the pits. So we'll keep an eye on... Oh, he's wide though. We'll keep an eye on X-Mark DJ Phil's pace in this one. Oh, Fury there. Massive twitch. Massive slide. Fury just hovering above the rain at the water here. Just plodding along. So Fury should be... Well, Fury will get second place. If Fury's on the slicks, look at the difference in pace as Kieran has gone so deep to let his teammate through. But if Fury's on the slicks, look at the difference in pace, Liam.
Yeah. I would just be on whatever I feel more comfortable in at the time, as well as taking in consideration of...
Oh, so that's a bit of bodywork Kieran's just ran over. Sorry, Liam. Fury got a bit of a twitcher. Keep our eyes on Fury's pace, and surely Kelly has to react to Fury's pit stop here. 22 seconds the gap. Kelly surely got to jump in now for a set of soft tyres. It's a bit wet still at the stadium. Well, where is Kelly? Kelly's gone again. Well, I think Kelly's just lost the race there. No, it's not. He's got to pit this lap, but I think Kelly's just lost the race, if you ask me.
Yeah. Don's not got any either.
No, Don's not pitted yet as well, so he's trying to push it till the end. Kieran's surely going to come in. He's not behind Fury anymore. He's in the pit, so Kieran does pit at the end of lap 60, and then that's surely for a set of slicks. Is Dean going to follow Kieran in here? And it could be a case, if he is, he is.
Yeah.
So it could be a case of which pit crew's the better one, who gets out quicker.
The question with these two will still be on wet tyres.
Yeah,
so
Don and
it
Kelly.
really depends if they're going to go for a splash and dash or...
It's too late to put the slicks on now, surely. Surely
yeah.
it's too late to put the slicks on. There's Daniel Francis rejoining after another spin. Strategy's out the window now, Craig. Surely for Don and Kelly, it's about quick in and out.
Looks like it, yeah. And with Fury's on the slicks now. With the pace, he should do them. I'd imagine. Like he doesn't make a mistake, he should do them.
Well, that's it. Alfie there, always really round in the background. Dean then still in the pits. He's got to start to X-Mart and DJ Phil. I think Dean's changed tyres. I think Dean has pitted too long. Kieran has jumped X-Mart and DJ Phil. I think Dean's changed his tyres. Now, if Kieran's just done a splash and dash, then good on Kieran, because he's well in front of Dean. He wasn't that far in front earlier. If Kieran's just done a splash and dash, Liam, well done to him. He may have come away with a P4. Dean's pitted. If X-Mart and DJ Phil are on the dry tyre, Kelly's in now then. Lap 17, Kelly's in. So keep an eye on Fury. Where is Fury? Coming into the stadium.
Is right behind.
Yeah, just coming into the stadium. So keep your eyes on that white dot. It's in the pit lane. It's still coming down to its pit box. Well, let's see and wait to see if it moves. Don's got to pit. So in comes Don.
There he is. Oh, I think Kelly's on his way out. No.
Got to be a splash and dash. Got to be a splash and dash. Fury's going to take the win. He's changing tyres. No, he's not. Well, they had the tyres off. He's not changed tyres. But Fury has got the lead. Fury pitted at the right time. Kelly's out the pits, P2. But his strategy hasn't worked. Now, has it worked for Don, or has Kieran's splash and dash worked for him in the fact that Don could lose P3? Kieran at the stadium section now. 158 last time around for Kieran. He's a bit wide there. Don is moving. Don is out the pits, and he'll be up to speed now. So I think Don may have just jumped Kieran for a podium here.
If Kieran can keep consistent for the rest of this lap, he's come away with an alright result.
Yeah, come away with an alright P4. Kelly's left it too long, but he'll get another podium, back-to-back podiums tonight for Kelly. 3 in a row if you're Kelly, so good sort of finish, a good sort of form for him at the minute. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Compared to Fury, but Fury will take maximum points, maybe the fastest lap as well. 46.8 from Fury. Nicky was quicker, NJ was quicker last. In fact, NJ was the quickest man on track last lap with a 46.4. Can he gain on Nicky on that final lap? But here comes Fury then towards the stadium section. 3.9's the gap to Kelly. And yeah, I think Kelly's on the wet still because he is just dropping time to Fury. I think them wets have had it.
Yeah.
Fury then, stadium section for the final time tonight. Been a cracking drive from him in this second race to redeem himself after race 1. And bar anything disastrous at this final corner, it looks like it's going to be a Fury win. Bit steadier on the power this time around, and Fury then's going to take the race 2 and round 6 of the championship. Great drive from him in this second race. Great battle with KLF, who's going to take yet another podium. It's a second place for Kelly. Great points for him tonight. Don Productions, what a strategy from him. Craig said he should have come in early. He's going to come away, I think Don is, with a P3. We'll go back to Don in a minute. He's there. Oh yeah, that's NJ behind him. NJ a lap down. So Don is going to come away with a P3. What a drive from Don Productions on the podium at every track this season in race 2. So good night for him. Kieran, P4, better second race. Still a few consistency problems, but a P4 nonetheless. X-Mart, a 1st and a 5th on his debut. That's not a bad race. He's not crossed the line yet. Where is he? He's there, so he is going to get the P5. So that's a job well done for X-Mart as Aiden's into the wall. DJ Phil's going to get a P6. Good points for Phil in this one. And Dean has lost out to Stokes off. So another consistency problem for Dean in this race has meant that he could have had a P7 and another set of good points. And it's going to go the way of Stealth Sloth, we do believe. We're not on Stealth Sloth yet. We are now. Stealth Sloth then is going to take a P7. Dean Wisoki's going to cross the line for a P8. Daniel Francis will get P12. Oh, Dean span at the final corner. Nicky's 47 seconds behind. In fact, Dean's not even going to get to finish the race. So Dean finishes P8 with Nicky coming home in P9. NJ then will cross the line in P10. While Liam, can you save the replay for that one? Alfie then back in the driver's seat, qualifies P11. Daniel Francis, finishes P11. Daniel Francis will finish P12. Smithy will finish P13. Good points for Smithy tonight. Trying his best, bless him, and he's scoring some decent points. Hayden Bennett will get 14th place. He'll not be happy with that one, and that is your lot. Craig, what did you make to that race?
That was a good race. That was a good battle to begin with Fury and Kelly until they dropped off. But there's a few weird pit strategies going on, I thought.
I agree with you. I thought a lot of drivers were going to pit a lot earlier than what they did, but didn't seem to be the case. Liam, driver of the day?
I'm going to have to say Kelly.
Yeah, I think Fury's granddad says Kelly, so does Ivory Racing. Craig, your driver of the day?
Toss up between Kelly and Don, I reckon.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to swing the way of Kelly as well, because I think the two podiums brilliant. Don had a cracking night nonetheless, but yeah, I think Kelly for me. So we are hopefully going to get the drivers in for a quick final chat, but while we wait for them to come in, I'm just going to run you through the championship standings. Fury then leads the championship by 3 points from Don Productions, who's in second place, with Kelly now third, 6 points off the back. NJ is in fourth, with Argent fifth, just ahead of Nicky. Stealth Sloth is in seventh place, with DJ Phil in eighth. X Marty's ninth, Dean Wisoki's 10th, Alfie's 11th, Aiden's in 12th, Smithy 13th, Daniel Francis 14th, Disco in 15th, and Leon Fernie 16th place, with Forever Forward taking back control of the Constructors' Championship by 7 points. Prolapse now second, with Lone Wolf Motorsport on his own. Don Productions is P3, so what a job he's doing in the Constructors' fight. Ready, Set, Go, fourth. Team Crew Runnings in fifth, with MC Motorsport sixth. Team Pro Lassie in seventh place. AA3D Printing eighth. Piston Broke in ninth. Slingshot Motorsport in 10th place. Don's in the chat. We don't know if we can sort Don's out to hear him, but either way, Don, solid night with your double points, mate.
Thank you. First race didn't go to plan. But yeah, no, second race, I was going to come in pit a little bit earlier, but then I saw that I was speaking to Neil, and he was saying he pitted a little bit earlier with softs, and he wasn't having a good time, so I thought I'll stay out on the tyres, and it lasted the whole race. So I stayed on the wets and didn't have to change the tyres, so it saved me a little bit of time. But race one, I had to pit 3 times because they didn't change my tyres.
Yeah, I think a lot of people was having problems with not changing tyres tonight. 44 points you've come away with tonight, though. Obviously 22, then you double that for your 44.
I was going to say, I'm happy with this race, but first race I could have done a bit better.
Yes, second in the title, only 3 points off the title lead. So, I mean, it's not bad, is it?
I didn't know I was that close, to be fair.
No, so yeah, 3 points off the title lead.
I was going to say, considering I was... I didn't finish first race last week.
No.
Spin, but yeah, it's going okay.
Well, best luck, mate, for next week.
Thanks so much.
Cheers, buddy. Kelly, second again, mate. Did you
what was that all about?
Did you pit too late?
Did I? I don't know. Could I have gone much faster on the slicks? Probably not. I was comfortable on the wets. I was debating it from about lap 14, 15. Nicky went on to slicks, or he didn't. He went into the pits to go on to slicks, and they didn't change his tyres either. So he had to go in again. I don't know. As I said, I don't think I would have got much quicker. Fury had pace, but he kept dropping it. So I was just trying to be consistent, and that's going to be my middle name. I think is Kelly Consistent.
It's put you to third now. We've done obviously taking his double points, but I mean it's only 6 points up between you and Fury, 3 points between yourself and Don. It's a tasty little championship fight after 6 rounds.
Yeah, another one of those weeks where I wish I'd taken my double points, but there you go. It was that's the way the cookie crumbles. I didn't think it was going to be as a good a meeting for me as that. I didn't feel confident in practice, there was a lot of guys dropping it. The start was quite fun from where I was sat. Cars kind of moved out the way, like the parting of the sea, really, as they all got on the power and dropped it. Straight away, so that was nice. I'll a good night all in all.
Yeah, Donington Park next week, so it should be a good one for you there.
Maybe. I'm not great round Donington, but yeah, I said that 2 hours ago round Hockenheim, so
exactly.
Who knows? Who knows?
And we've got Fury with us as well. Excuse me, after what was a disappointing race one, mate, you've certainly bounced back. And Kelly didn't make it easy for you, did he?
Oh, he really didn't. He's got the pace in that Porsche. That is for sure. It's unbelievable the pace he's got.
Yeah, race one, not your sort of race, obviously fuel problems, and then rain came and just wasn't your race, but this one seemed to be a little bit better for yourself.
Yeah, I went, I put the wet setup on just in case, put a lot more downforce on ready, and it helped it a lot.
Yeah, you still lead the title. You still come away from Hockenheim leading the championship, but 6 points separating the top three after 6 rounds. It's not bad, is it? It's a good little fight, making it interesting.
Yeah. Let's just see. Next week, it would be interesting.
Well, we wish you the best luck, mate, next week, and we'll catch you later.
Cheers.
Craig, Liam, any final thoughts from yourself tonight?
No, that's pretty clean. Good racing tonight, I thought, to be honest.
Liam?
Same for me. Quite a clean race tonight. Hopefully we can see a lot more races like that.
Indeed, we're going to be live tomorrow night, 8 PM BST, for the Pro Guys, where Liam and Craig will be battling it out on track. Will Porsche be superior then? I'll be joining the commentary box by my partner in crime, Kelly Davies. Sweet and Sticky will be in your box from 8 PM tomorrow night. That's the BST. But from all of us here at Simplay Motorsport, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thanks for all the likes as well and all the comments to keep us going. Commiserations for Disco if he's still there. But we'll catch you tomorrow night. Take care. Good night. Sweet and Sticky in your box.
Well done, Joe.
Joe? Oh,
Joe.
Fury, yeah.
Fury.
Yeah, Fury, yeah.
Well done, Kelly.
Bye.